I'm just flipping a coin and I'm missing my other
Oh.
hand. There
And
we
we
go.
are live. Okay, super cool.
Hey.
Yeah, now you can just hang out for a little bit and just chat. But yes, hello everybody who is watching this right now, YouTube or Twitch.
Hello, all our viewer.
Yes, of course. And just to get some quick updates out of the way, clearly a mic upgrade from Moss sounds absolutely wonderful. And a background change, and I have many backgrounds. Kate with a C here has seen all of them, and they're going to be changing when you guys go to different locations. So that's going to be cool.
I haven't seen anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't pin nothing on her.
You get privileges.
I'm innocent.
No one would ever suspect you.
Never. Drew doesn't tell me anything.
Exactly. No, the amount of time. Well, we went for a walk, and for the entire because the thing is, like, because I know how much you like. Because you've said, like, many times how much you just like you like it when I talk about things that I like, and I love this world a lot, and I love the characters and the great things that you guys have built. And I just for 30 minutes just talked uninterrupted about the Grip Isle where the Terraborgs are from, and the amount of history that got dumped for Kate, and she's like, no, babe, please, just like keep going, not an issue at all.
Just like writing that down. Yeah, Drew, you're fucking blowing my cover. Jesus Christ.
Well, then I also realized that that Darby, you really like. We have not even remotely talked about the Bandile, which is where Selkies come from.
Oh yes.
No, we have literally never. I mentioned it to Kate, and I was like, I don't think Darby knows any of this. Oddly enough, and I was like,
it's fitting because I don't know if if you ever want to share, I would love to hear all of it. But like in game, Calorie probably knows very, very little.
The backstory
about
stuff that you gave me that does make sense. But I was like, that's a cool little thing. So yeah, absolutely awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, Carrie can't read a map, so that's accurate.
I feel
Carrie
like
can probably read a map.
That's true.
I think that I'm proficient in navigator's tools. Yeah, I can read a map. Just not the words on it.
Guys,
I feel like there's so much we need to learn about every single character, and we just like have not gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Like we need to just do like a deep dive where it's like Zone of Truth, and we all just sit down.
We need to do a Hot Ones interview.
Give me la leche.
Shut the fuck
Who in Rochi can hold their spice?
I feel like Yorda.
Yeah.
Rhyme doesn't feel anything anymore, so I guess that counts.
That doesn't count.
So, but okay. Oh, am I a water genasi? No, you're a water genasi. So would water genasi...
Did you... No. We're not just going... Did you just ask what race her is?
I accidentally forgot for a second, yeah.
You're an air genasi. It says it right above your face.
No, guys, I don't... Here's the thing. I don't pin that because it's so blurry and it lags, and then I get distracted by myself.
You're cool.
Why am I lagging?
You're all good. You say, wait, so you just can't see me?
No.
Help! I'm trapped.
You were like this big.
Oh, that's funny. I just unpinned Drew and he is really tiny.
Also, Moss, could you please pause the music because it made you host randomly 5 seconds ago.
They're the captain now.
Party vibes.
Can you pause it and then rewind the music?
Is this a fucking blockbuster?
We actually all might need to leave because the last time we had someone else DJ, it fell up. Literally, Gab lagged out. Nico was playing for 2. It all fell apart.
Nico is literally going, huh.
Okay, but Olive is a water genasi. So
yeah.
I feel like, aren't we like partially, I don't know, made of water or something? You are like, you know?
Yes.
Right. So like, I feel like you could take heat from a Hot Ones interview.
I don't know if that's how that works.
I feel like it would make sense
Also,
for like fire
water,
genasi
like,
to be good at spicy things.
Yeah, also water does not, like, you shouldn't drink water you're, like, suffering from spice because all it does is spread the spice further along your taste buds. I didn't pass
science, so I don't know, but they do always have milk at Hot Ones.
So what I'm hearing is
the milk breaks down, the milk fats break down.
So it's the fats, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that a milk genasi would be the ideal character to play in canon.
We're making it canon.
Her is a milk genasi?
Canon in the palm of the fist.
No, we're homebrewing a new race right now called Milk Genasi.
You get resistance
we're gonna
to fire
play a Hot Ones
damage.
campaign.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Guys, who would be Sean? Who would be Sean?
Drew would have to be Sean.
Have Duke LaCroix be Sean.
Perfect.
Scrap whatever ideas you had for your last like continent island thing for Duke LaCroix, it is going to be a Hot Ones
Ribbit
island
and
now.
ribbit.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a wait. When you say no, wait, stop.
Stop.
A
In
Hot
what?
Ones
In
Island.
reference to what?
In reference to what? Like, is
The French place.
no
Alateur?
Alateur? Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Alateur?
Oh,
sorry.
I thought you meant a Hot Ones Island, like it's made out of chicken wings. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
And
No, well, it
Shaq
could be.
is the ruler of it, obviously.
You're the
Fantasy
DM.
Shack.
Because he's like, oh, it's hot.
You're the DM. You get to make whatever the island is. Maybe it is a bunch of chicken bones floating next to each other.
Trash Island, guys, get ready. It's gonna
Trash
be one.
Island. Trash
Island.
campaign where we all play like fucking kobolds or like goddamn little
raccoons.
Capitalists.
goblet, little raccoons.
Crash Genasi is the next one we're homebrewing after
That'll
Mark
be
Genasi.
a sub race of Earth Ganassi.
Yes. Is it Genasi or Genasi?
I have no
I
fucking
say
idea.
Genasi
I
personally.
think it's Genasi. Don't listen to me.
I always just kind of assume that I'm incorrect about
Because I
it.
think
Same.
The other thing
it's
I was
like
gonna say is
base.
for the. Sorry.
It's like GIF and GIF. Anyway.
We should all get together and watch the D&D movie and do like a live reaction on Zoom while we watch it.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't think I could be funny that way.
We gotta get in person. Hey, Zamwe Fu meetup. We gotta. Oh, that's just completely. That means nothing to anybody except for the people in the Zoom. So.
We don't know who's watching. It's fine.
Yeah. I know.
Hey, friends, if you are watching, thank you so much.
Oh my
Like, we
God.
super appreciate it. Thank you for, like, finding our silly little game, like, entertaining. We love that you guys are watching it. It means a really a lot to us. And, like, we hope this feels super welcoming to you. Like, if you can't tell, we're all pretty, like, welcoming people. We just want to have fun with friends, and like that's the vibe we hope to convey here, and we hope you feel welcome and like you're among friends. So
Hell yeah.
thank you so much for watching. Love you.
Damn, homie, off the dome. I'm gonna bring a tear to my eye. That was beautiful. But yes, and completely true. Snaps all around. Absolutely.
I'm gonna go change my shirt because I'm sweating.
Go right ahead. Yes, not a problem. But with all of that.
Follow us. Oh, geez, my phone's doing that thing. Our TikTok.
Yeah, also follow our
Our
TikTok.
Kate, our lovely, wonderful Kate, making all the clips. Drew doing all the shorts on YouTube. They've all been very entertaining to watch, and I very much appreciate it if nobody else does. But I feel like other people do. So.
I mean, hey, no matter if it's like 1 view, 10 views, 100 views, 1,000 views, it's just cool that people are like engaging and just having a good time. It just feels awesome. Because I put in a lot of work, we all put in a lot of work, everyone's done a lot of work with their characters, and they're just kind of like pitching in for the social media stuff, and it just feels really good to like, just hopefully we bring you guys smiles because we're having a great time doing this. So.
Oh, hey, viewer, you dropped something. You ready? You dropped something. I picked it up for you. Here it is.
Oh.
Aww.
I really thought you were gonna flip them off, and I got confused for a second. I was
Hey,
like,
viewer,
it's not the vibe
we
right
absolutely
now, but
love you,
okay.
and also go fuck yourself. No, of course not. Of course not.
Oh God. Only in the way that friends do it, though.
Could you fucking imagine the tonal whiplash of being like, guys, I had a really hard day at work. Thank you guys so much for just saying that. Like, I just feels great. Why would you say that about me? Why would you? But with all of that, anything else anyone wants to say before we hop right into it? No, and no. And also, we are 2 people down. Due to scheduling conflicts, both Kate and Nico couldn't make it. Maybe Nico will show up and mess up all the cameras. I have no idea. But we will deal with that when it happens, if it happens. But besides all of that, we all want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. Then, as always, everyone, please join me for a deep and cleansing breath before we hop in. Sound good?
Yep.
Perfect. Then please join me. Oh, wonderful. Yes. And everything after the breath. I
can whisper now.
And yes, you can whisper now. And everything after the breath is canon. Well, after long conversations with R.O.A.C.H.Y and with each other, the group was able to find solace within individual rooms inside of the S Tavern. And as you all drift off to sleep, you take a long rest, regaining your strength, your magical energy, and your sanity. Finally having a moment of peace within the unending chaos of this world. But before all that, we cut over to you and the Duke having found the nearest functioning watering hole within Livenly, maybe like 2-3 blocks away, tucked in a building, in an alleyway within the building. And this is like a picturesque pirate tavern, like barrels as tables. You have bar fights being constant, bartenders kind of fighting off people trying to get behind and steal bottles of rum. You see loud music, blackout drunken singing. It's overcrowded and it's joyous, and it's just full of people. What do you and the Duke get up to?
How many drinks in do you think we are at this point? Or would you like me to roll like a d4?
Roll whatever dice you think would the highest limit would be. I will allow a d20
so
if you want.
D100.
As you both die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh goodness.
That's the end of the campaign. Let's see.
That's one way to not owe the debt anymore.
Just not be alive.
Just die.
Can't pay your debt if you die.
You know, it's the same day as coming out of the coma.
Yes.
I think we're gonna do a d4 on this.
Okay.
But I feel like any other day, maybe the d100, but we'll see.
Okay.
I've had 4.
You've had 4 drinks. Is it? What would hers preferred drink be, or would she not know?
I think she's trying a bit of everything.
Okay.
Whatever like the Duke gets, like she gets that, and then every time afterwards is like, what are we trying next? Like, you know, like in a weird like.
So the Duke legitimately like is you guys like up against the bar, like, you know, you have like people singing and dancing, like knocking into you as the Duke kind of like takes you under his arm just to kind of like pull you kind of closer to him, and just kind of goes like, well, the first thing we have here is a Pinot Noir. It is oaky and it tastes of grapes. I was never a sommelier, but it's going to taste good. It's a heavier red, a lighter red. And you guys like do like a wine tasting basically. He then goes like, and I also have this Merlot. It is a red, but it is a bit heavier. Some people enjoy the weight of it a bit more. And you guys just start having glasses of wine. What do you think hers favorite wine would be?
I think now, you know, before everything that happened with her losing her memory, I'm not sure. But I think now it's gonna be something like not too bitter, you know, something a bit more on the sweeter end.
It's like a white wine.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Rosé.
She might take the red wine and the white wine, dump it together and try it, you know, something like. She's up for anything.
The Duke just looks over and is like, I almost threw up when you did that, but honestly, I will teach you the way of the wine as we are together more.
Because I don't even like when we were at the well, I don't even know if we had time. Did we? No, I guess we did drink that one time when we were gambling, but besides that, we didn't really.
Yeah.
We haven't really drank, so.
Yeah. Well, the Duke looks over and goes like, well, in all honesty, the adventure you have been on, you will quickly learn that I guess it is not the drinking that you crave, maybe not even the taste, it is the effect that it produces, the merriment, everything like that.
How fast can you drink that?
He just holds like a glass of wine and goes like, you want to know how fast I can drink this?
Yeah.
He just give me a quick. Oh jeez, and that dice is gone.
Yes, make him roll
Takes him
for
20
Glug.
minutes. Roll a d20.
No, he like fully can't. He has to only sip because he's French.
No, you watch as he's like, although my mother and father might spit on me, you want to see me drink this glass of wine? And you see he effortlessly takes it back in one gulp and goes, do you want to see me do it again?
Yes,
I
get
kind
this
of, like,
man blackout drunk.
I elbow the guy next to you, like, hey, look at this guy, and like more.
You
more.
see the grungiest pirate look over, like wooden cup full of rum, and go, what are we cheering out now?
He's chugging. I think this is the first chug I've had with him for a while.
This is your the guy immediately looks over, scraggly beard braided on both sides. It's like an older like human man. You see like a big hat, like bandana up around his neck, heavy leather clothes. He goes like, my God, this is your first chug, you say?
I think so, yeah.
Everybody! And just calls to everyone in the bar. Give me a quick persuasion check with advantage.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, I forgot to pull up my stats.
What was the higher number? You can just...
I rolled a 16. Whatever.
Excellent. Also, give me a stealth check with disadvantage.
Oh. Uh-oh. I got a nat 20 and a 5, so my stealth is an 8.
Awesome. So immediately like 3... Actually, give me 1 second. Yeah, so you watch as like 7 guys come over, like 7 piratey people, like men and women alike, like of all like varying species, come over and is like, he's gonna do the entire bottle of wine, is he? As the Duke's like, I don't think I ever agreed to
He's gonna do the entire bottle of wine. Yes, he is.
Apparently I am. And you see the chug. The Duke just is like, Alator, forgive me. He begins drinking directly from a bottle of wine. As that's happening, yeah, what's up?
After he's done taking the bottle of the wine, I'm gonna grab his hand and I'm gonna grab the bottle in his other hand and I'm gonna start like cheering up in the air to get even more people rowdy, and then I'm gonna throw the bottle of wine on the ground.
As the bottle smashes, you just hear everyone go, hey! And like scream. This is just so common. This is not like, no disrespect to any of the property. Everyone's just having a great time here. You then, you hear... like a wave kind of crashing against the shore. You hear something like in your satchel make some noise.
In my satchel?
Yeah, just kind of like the bag that you carry your stuff around in.
I hear that and I kind of like look over at the Duke and like, did you hear that?
You watch as the Duke goes, excuse me, hear what? I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, nothing. That guy's taking a piss in the corner, and I try to like distract him.
That man is pissing over there, and he's just kind of like points and just distract the Duke.
Yeah, I like to
Perfect.
look in my satchel to see what it is.
You look in your satchel. The conch shell the conch shell given to you by Phoebe is currently making noise, probably because she's trying to make a connection with you right now.
I run out of the tavern. I look at Duke. I put my hand around him, but. Be right back, and I like run out.
As you rush out of the tavern, you just pick up the conch shell. You can put it to your ear, and you just hear Phoebe say, "Well, I hope it's been a productive day since our meeting, Hurricane."
Oh yes. Do you know the Bagman?
I have absolutely no idea what that could possibly be.
We're in the middle of a production. For bacon, for gold.
I'm going to assume that it's because you just helped that Frenchman finish off a few bottles of wine. I'm not entirely sure. Why don't you take the evening to yourself, or you can come back into the bar. Turn around, if you will.
What if I don't?
Then you can have a good time outside. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your time.
Why aren't you sleeping?
Turn around, Hurricane.
Alright, I turn around.
You turn around, you see through a window of the bar, you see Phoebe in the back with a drink just wave over with the conch shell in her hand.
I like look over and I was like, did you see in the conch shell? I'm like, did you see the man piss in the corner?
There's not a corner in this building that hasn't been pissed in tonight.
Oh, okay.
Tonight.
I guess I'll like walk in. I'll sit next to her. I think like I left the bar, so I don't really have any drinks with me, so I'm just gonna go sit and hang out.
You just go sit. You sit with Phoebe as she goes, the town can be infectious, can it not?
I guess, yeah, sure. It's been fun, interesting day.
Certainly so. You see, she has like just kind of like a horn of She has like just like a horn of rum. You see the flaming ship tattoo still across her chest. She takes like just a swig and goes, yeah, but because you've had a bit of a traumatic head injury, I'll tell you this for free. Just and she thinks back to like the conversation that you guys had back in her office earlier that day and just goes, just be careful who you trust. It's easy to get burned.
You know, I like point at her tattoo and I said like, I look at it and I go, I forgot, I have something similar, and I like pull up the tattoo, which is like, I believe it's the
skull with the skull
underneath it.
Exactly.
And I said like, do you recognize this?
She looks and goes, no, I can't say I've seen that design before, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't know if, your ship and my ship were related.
She looks down at her
tattoo artist or something.
Nah, God, I think I got this somewhere very different. That looks much higher quality than mine. But yes.
Alright, well, that's fine.
Certainly.
But, I like look over and like kind of like lean on the table, not looking at her, more like looking at the dude doing whatever he's doing by the bar around all the people. And I go like, is he trustworthy or not really?
She squints her brow for a second and goes, the Duke just kind of like, you see the Duke quickly approach a gray-skinned, black-eyed woman and begin kind of like talking to her, kind of like gets in kind of close and just begins like saying things a bit quieter, not screaming anything out, and you can see like he just begins flirting with this person as Phoebe goes, well, I think he's a silver-tongued bastard who talks better than he fights.
Answer the question.
For everyone asking, Kate just texted how's Riz.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna check out the Duke's Riz in 1 second. He's a silver-tongued bastard who talks better than he fights and runs better than he talks. But from what I knew about you guys, you and your band captains were inseparable, and he never seemed to betray you or step out of line except when it was against me, apparently. So take that with what you will.
Captains?
Yeah.
You then watch as the gray-skinned, black-eyed woman grabs Duke by the hand and then begins leading him further into the bar, like into like some kind of like back area. As the Duke kind of just like yells over and goes like, "You said that we should sell ourselves!" And as they disappear into the crowd.
I scream back, for how much?
I told her it's about how much of a good of a job I do. I'm flabbergasted, honestly. She's beautiful.
No, 1,000 gold or nothing less.
Immediately hold on. The woman looks back and kind of like whispers in the Duke's ear and just goes like, "I need to go right now. We will see about that." And gets pulled into the back by this lady. They just disappear from the crowd.
I like turn to Phoebe and I'm like, is there any way you could like read their mind or anything to see what they said?
Phoebe looks down at her chest tattoo and looks at her glass and then back at you and goes, Hurricane, if I had that power, I'd be queen of the world right now and I would have saved myself a lot of hurt.
All right. Should we interrupt them? Do you think he's actually making money?
Phoebe
Would this be a good time to pit pop?
Let the man live, okay?
Phoebe looks and goes like, she takes a big swig of her rum and goes, I mean, if you're offering to make the Duke miserable, I'm always down for that kind of fun.
This poor man.
Also, by the way, the Duke got a nat 20 on his charisma check to seduce, so this man has the ultimate riz.
Wow. I think I'll be like, he did say maybe some gold, so we'll wait. If he comes back with no gold, then we'll have problems. But good news. We discussed maybe doing the Battle of the Bards. I know a bard.
No, please continue. I want to hear how you're going to kill yourself in more detail.
I persuaded the Duke that he also has to join us. And I have my crew. And I didn't really discuss it with all of them, but we heard about it. Me and Duke discussed it, and I know a bard, and they might be interested. So, all that gold that we could win, I'll pay you back real quick.
I guess I'm rooting for you then, because you can't pay me back if you're a red smear on a stage.
Would that make you happy, though?
Well, I'd be out 5,000 gold, so no, I'd be miserable.
Okay. Well, hopefully everything goes well then. We'll see. We did something similar in the well, and it went all right, I think.
Give me a quick perception check, as you're just gonna kind of like talk. That, or give me an insight check.
I'm gonna flip my coin.
Not a problem.
What's even worse? And 13 was my highest.
13? Not too difficult to recognize. Phoebe came here alone. The table that she's at right now has no other... She doesn't seem to have any, like, friends that she's sitting with. And that was a 13 for your insight?
Yeah. I could roll for perception if you want.
No, you're good. It seems like she seems almost a little bit somber in this moment.
Something wrong? Something you want to chat about? I'm all ears.
Give me a persuasion check. This will determine how long we do this for.
Nat 20.
Okay. She kind of looks down. She goes like, I can't believe I can't believe I'm about to say this. I come here, I hop around, and she looks at you, and she like looks like where the Duke just ran off to, and goes, I had a friend once. A partner, you could say. It didn't end well, and, well, I guess as much as I don't like you, I want you to be cautious.
Okay. Is this about Rahi?
She looks down at her tattoo again and goes, no, long before your time.
Is it, and look at the tattoo. Is there anything like specific to it that could potentially be a part of, what's their name? The demon section of the city.
This is not anything to do with partners, no.
The partners, okay.
But if you want to give me a quick perception check or investigation check, we can certainly... Okay, you just want to roll in that 20 and just have me give away some backstory? That's totally cool, not a problem. Perception or investigation, what'd you get?
Perception or investigation, let me see what's higher. That's a 15.
As someone that has a tattoo on their arm, you'd be able to recognize this. The ship tattoo has naturally faded into her skin over the years, just through like the passage of time. Ever so slightly newer is the fire around the ship. It seems like the ship was put on her chest first and the burning added afterwards.
Looking at that, I look at her and I go, you don't have a ship anymore, do you?
Well, she looks down at her drink and goes, I have many ships, but my ship has been gone for a long time. Yes.
Where'd you lose it?
Let's just say I had a messy divorce. But
would I know your divorcee?
You don't remember anybody from before you woke up, so there's no possible way.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Okay.
But she goes, It all evened out, though.
Did this all stem after I said the well? Did she like get into this somber mood after I brought up the well?
It seems, I will say that going off that insight check from a while ago, it seems that this is probably the first time in a while that she has had someone to like just drink and chat with. It seems like she just goes to bars alone a lot, and that she's not really used to like talking to people, and like, you know, being drunk and talking to people. If that makes sense. As she just goes, it all evened out in the end, though. I cut off his leg, and he burned my ship down. So, guess it's a fair trade.
One leg? Only has
only
one
one,
leg left?
yeah. But rumor has it he loved that leg. As I assume
We're talking
everyone.
about a leg, right? Not
Yeah.
the other thing.
No, I mean not genitals. No, I mean like a physical leg, and I mean that he loved it as in he probably walked on it every day.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Love is a very strong word.
That is true. If I had the opportunity to cut his cock off, I certainly would take it. But sadly, he was able to get off of the ship before that happened.
Still in the arbor or no?
Give me a persuasion check, because I'm gonna start getting into like information.
Oh, I have pretty good persuasion, right? Oh, not great. 11.
11 looks at you and just goes, no. Perhaps he comes and goes, but we're in different circles completely.
Okay. Well, if anything, even though you dragged my unconscious body, put these things on me, I guess some ways we are kind of friends. Maybe?
Oh, under no circumstance. We're drinking buddies at most. I'll still kill you as soon as look at you, you betray me again. But it's been very nice chatting with you.
Oh, well. So, one more question. Okay, so I pay you and then these will come off.
Yes.
And if I don't, I assume you're gonna blow me up.
I'll just take your hands off.
No, just my hands. Oh, nice. Kind of need those. That would be great.
Most people do.
Yeah. What if he doesn't keep up to the bargain?
And as you just kind of like hear, as you just kind of hear in the back, like you hear like like a woman's laugh, like kind of like over the.
I was gonna be like, Drew, don't do it now.
like a woman's laugh, like over the thing. Then she goes, "Well, I hope he's getting good use out of his hands now. Then,
But mine will come off.
if he doesn't live up to his end, his come off." And if you don't live up to yours, yours come off. And if you both live up, well, then you get to go about doing things that people do with hands every day for the rest of your lives.
So he has to bring in the money too in order for these to come off.
Yes. Do you want me to explain the concept of debt to you?
Okay. I'm just afraid he's gonna run off. And then what?
She looks at you as like a final thing to say, and then just goes like, he seemed overjoyed to be in your company again.
Okay.
I doubt he would do anything rash or frivolous to lose it.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll let you back to your little somber, quiet mood. Non-bestie. We will be besties by the end of this, I promise.
You pay me, we can be whatever you like.
That's kind of scandalous, but okay.
You made it that way, and she goes back to drinking her rum.
I'll go and grab like some. Can I try to like steal somebody's bottle of wine and then like start banging on the Duke's door? I was like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
But
So
I got
you're
your
able to grab a
wine.
bottle of wine. Just kind of like you bang. I do like, just a minute. I need to put my clothes back on. As you guys are able to like reconnect. The woman is able to leave the room. No need to describe anything about that.
Is there any gold? Did he get any gold?
Give me one sec.
Can he roll with advantage because he did get that nat 20 persuasion?
Yeah, so 16 plus 5, 21 for persuasion. The Duke's like, I was able to get us paid. And then he pulls out like a ginormous bag. It's like, this is 500 copper, so we're gonna have to convert this over to gold. but I did get money from it, which was the intention, correct?
That's not even gonna buy us one churro.
And with that, we are going to cut away from her and Duke's little night out.
I don't take any levels of exhaustion from this.
You do not. I will say that you guys are able to like wake up kind of like in the bar, just kind of like either like in a chair or like on the bar, kind of like sprawled out. You do get a long rest from this, and you wake up. We're gonna cut back over to the Triple S Tavern. I hope that was fun for everybody.
Olive is currently putting an ice pack on her swollen eyes.
As we cut over to the Triple S Tavern, just really quick, I'm just gonna go through just a little thing for everybody, everybody that is here. Or at least for the again, gonna be very honest with everybody right now, everybody watching, everybody. Had plans for people that aren't here, and we're still gonna do them and make them fun. But so we're gonna see about that. We will cut over to Olive and Rhyme in 1 second. Kaori, as you wake up, what is your morning routine?
Oh goodness. Oh, what am I gonna do? I am going to give some more glass to the bag man.
Okay.
Actually, let me see if I have anything especially fun to give to him. I have like a spare costume because I'm a bard. And so I'm gonna tear off like a little bit of like purple silk and toss it in there.
Okay, super cool. I'll get to that 1 second. Anything else you do?
Mostly just like we'll probably go down and get some food. Maybe we'll like set up like either like at the bar or like by the tavern and like play their lute for a little while, just because like just chilling out.
Perfect. Absolutely cool. Just real quick, as you're just kind of like reassembling, so you're able to give, so before you give stuff to the bagman, you're like kind of putting, you're just kind of like all your trinkets that were cataloged there, you get yourself resituated with all of that. You notice that amongst your shinies, there's something new. Something flat and tan and wrinkled and not shiny at all. You notice a piece of old parchment paper rested like on top of some of them.
Piece.
You can take notes in a little bit because I'm going to give you more information going on.
Okay, cool.
Not a problem.
Is there like writing on it?
I mean, do you? So it's currently so you can see ink kind of like bleeding through. It's currently face down. So if you want to get a better, you can like look at it if you want to get a better look at it.
Yeah, I want to pick it up.
Great DMing. Look at it if you want to look at it. It's fucking great words for me.
Look it.
I would love to look at.
As you look at it, there are no words on it. But there is a drawing. This drawing has no color and has seemed to be done in like a dark black ink and has been done in like a jerky kind of like scratchy motion and is of two figures hunched over a pile of something. This drawing, so basically what it depicts is a thin, bony, frail figure with a mop of oily black hair and two white eyes over the hair. You can immediately notice this is the Bagman, a crude drawing, but the Bagman. And then opposite the bagman, facing him, like hunched over towards, like, so he's hunched one way, you're hunched the other way. You're able to see a figure of the same height, thin, lute by their side, a complex cloak on their back, with their mouth wide in a sharp-toothed, almost seal-like grin. And then, although terrifying, you immediately know that this is yourself. This is a crude drawing of yourself. And between you and the bagman, you see like these like herky-jerky kind of drawings of like squares and rectangles and triangles. And both, so basically like, as you guys are like, these figures are hunched towards each other, your fists are clenched like towards your chest, like almost touching one another's like fists. And almost knuckle to knuckle, you seem to be grasping something in your hands with like black ink streaks trailing down your hands onto this pile of objects. And can you please give me an insight check?
Yes. Ooh, let's see.
That is, I'm gonna use my coin because this is so important. A little better. That's a 14.
More than enough for both. Two things. One, this is a drawing of you and the bagman both enjoying glass shards in a kind of horrific way, given your hands seem to be bleeding from gripping them so tightly, but enjoying glass shards nonetheless. And you're also able to recognize in a fucked up fashion, this is a drawing of like platonic affection, like of friendship, basically, like an offering given back to you.
That's so sweet. So after I give some glass and a scrap of purple silk to the bagman, when I'm downstairs playing my lute and like just hanging out, I open up the bag so that he can like hear, so that I can like play music for him. And I send message and I call down to him. Thank you so much for the drawing. That was so sweet. I really appreciate it. That's very nice.
It just grunts. Again, no way of talking with him. But yes, more grunts from the bagman. We immediately turn this dude into we turn this monster into a blorbo in the space of 2 sessions.
Oh yes.
Fucking phenomenal.
Amazing.
Rhyme, as you wake up, I'm actually gonna pose a question to you after. So, Pax just kind of jumps into your head and goes, I take it you slept very well after such a emotional conversation.
No.
That shit took my breath away. That was so funny.
I had a lot of nightmares. I'd say like
up.
8 more than the usual amount.
I am so sorry to have assumed, but a step in the right direction it was. I had an idea if you wish to hear it.
Yes.
How about we check in on your Owlin friend or the Leonin friend? Oh, I'm sorry. Business partners. Oh, I'm sorry. Babysitting jobs.
You're so sassy. Okay.
Would you like to check on Arthur, or do you choose to follow Pax's advice?
Well, Rhyme's morning routine.
Oh yeah, no. I was gonna ask you after you gave me an answer, my guy.
Oh, okay. Let's leave it up to a coin flip. Heads, it's Arthur. Since you were to.
Okay.
Arthur.
Okay, absolutely excellent. And to kind of like, so as you kind of make that decision, as you get up, what is Rhyme's morning routine? You see, I always get around to it. I know what I'm doing. I think.
Rhyme usually sleeps in short bursts. And he usually ends up on the floor in a tangle of blankets. Because try as he might to be a cool spellbreaker, he does move around a lot in his sleep. He usually wakes up, he has a very, like, regimented routine for his morning. It's short, but it's very structured. Where he'll wake up, he will, splash water on his face, brush his teeth, and then try like clean his clothes that he slept in with magic.
Okay.
Because this bitch only has 1 pair of clothes. He travels light.
Okay.
But yes, that is his morning routine. And then he like stretches and sounds like a xylophone, like fully like like of his spine.
Same, bro. Same. I feel you.
He's 28. He's ancient.
He's crackling. He was at the Battle of Verdun. Anyway.
Listen, this man has the body of like an Olympic athlete after their prime, where everything is just like crick crack, clickety clack.
Oh, okay.
But yes, and then he will go knock on Arthur's door.
super cool. As you are able to exit, you're able to hear Cowrie downstairs playing on their lute. And as you go over to Arthur's door to knock, you look down at the floor, between like the gap between the door and the floor, and you just see there's no check required for this. Just a little bit of sand kind of moving out of the room under the door.
Rhyme wants to grind his boot heel into the sand.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
And then he's gonna try and open the door.
The door opens. No need to lock it. This is a very friendly place. And as you open up the door, this is not graphic, but it certainly is not pretty either. As on the bed, very small as he is, you see Arthur breathing shallowly and quickly. Around Arthur, trailing off of the bed, a veritable river of sand. Sand that is currently coming out of Arthur slowly. And you watch as the sand trails off of the bed and actually leads over to the door where you currently are. And you notice just around where Arthur is, near, and I have to be very technical about this, near his rear end and near where his beak is, you see blood slowly coming out of his mouth. Arthur has been reduced down to 1 hit point, and is basically on the verge of death in this moment.
I'm going to pop some radiant healing into him with my feet. I'm going to do 3d6 points of healing to him.
Okay.
Cool. That is going to be 10 points of healing to him, and it is radiant. I just want you to know.
Awesome.
All healing is radiant, but, you know.
You watch as you pump that just very slightly, Arthur glows, and you watch as some of the sand and gets sucked back into his body very slowly.
I'm just going to hold an Eldritch Blast in my hand because it is force damage, but I get it from PAX.
Okay.
And I'm just going to, like, walk right up to the bed into the river of sand and just bury my hands in it and try and claw it apart.
No. So you just start kind of like digging Arthur out of the sand, is what I hear.
Just like
you're able to remove Arthur pretty easily, and you watch as you kind of like pick Arthur up. You watch the sand as it just kind of just begins like kind of dissipating, like falling through the cracks of the floor. Pax goes, oh, what? And it's going to help you with an investigation. Give me an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, yep. Not gonna use that dice for that stuff. Okay. My boy. That is gonna be a 14.
With a 14, just do me a favor and just flip your coin and let me know if you get heads or tails.
Tails.
Excellent. You're unsure why this just happened. You don't know. So what you're able to put together right now is like, okay, Lawman did something cataclysmic and you're not really sure why. Arthur is not dead because as you know, Lawman is still biding his time to take control of Arthur's body. But you're not entirely sure what happened. What you are able to recognize is the bed which Arthur is on is uneven. The back right corner is listing down to the side. And as you look over, you see that the actual bed post that the bed was supported on has been like fully ripped, like sand blasted off, and is laying kind of like halfway across the room.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pick Arthur up in my arms. And I'm just gonna pump him with a spare the dying, even though I know he's not like technically dying.
You as you do that, you just his breathing stabilizes and slows down. He is looking much better than when you found him in here.
Cool, and just in his little ear, which is just like a hole in his head because he's an owl. Rhyme is just going to like lean in and say like, Arthur, You're okay now. I've got you.
Okay.
Lawman, I am going to enjoy ripping you apart, piece by piece. I hope you remember this for when it happens, all right? I'll make sure his eyes are the last ones you ever see.
Baller. Pax...
Can I roll an intimidation check?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Okay, cool. That's a 21.
You watch as Arthur shudders involuntarily. Pax goes, before you leave, the bedpost. I'm, of course, sensing infernal energy off of your friend here for obvious reasons, but that bedpost gives off similar energy. Perhaps there's something more with it.
I'm still holding Arthur in my arms, and I'm going to go over to the bedpost and, like, kick it over with my boot.
As you kick it over with your boot, you realize that the bedpost is unlike the Triple S Tavern is definitely esteemed and is an institution worthy of respect, but it's in no way like elaborate and gilded and extremely wealthy. You look down and you see that this bed, the three still attached to the bed are just standard square posts. The one that was ripped off of the bed seems to be freshly carved into an ornate spiraling pattern. And as you kick it over, you're able to actually see two words at the top that just say traveled north. And you can kind of see
it was sand carved by Lawman.
You are unsure, but you're able to see like there are more words kind of spiraling down. Like basically, imagine like a corkscrew pattern. You see traveled north currently facing you, and then words kind of pop in and then fade out. So it seems like you have to pick this up and then rotate it to read it.
I'm going to ask Pax to just keep an eye on us.
Of course.
So we don't get possessed. And I'm gonna halfway tuck Arthur into my fanny pack of holding.
Okay.
Like it's a baby carrier.
He just kind of hangs out in there. His legs disappear.
Yep, and I'm gonna check it out.
As you pick it up, please check your DMs in Discord. I will send over what it says, as is a language that you're able to read. This looks ornate, so it's carved, but oddly enough, although some of the words are like carved in like an elaborate design within the wood, it almost looks like there were certain protrusions from like with like cacti needles, or like it was like dead roots kind of grew to kind of like form some of the more complex lettering. Like there was some kind of, you were able, from your investigative, just from everything that you've done, some kind of druidic magic happened here. Make sense? But it's like a subsection of druidic magic. This does not seem like standard greenery and like forests and flowers and everything natural. This seems like some kind of odd subsection of druid magic. And this is what it says. And you can read this out loud or you can keep it to yourself.
Sorry, I just looked over and saw everybody. Hold on, I'm not done yet. I read slowly, okay? I have a learning disability.
And I'm going to turn the music back on.
I would like to hear it. I would like story time.
Oh. Rhyme is going to...
No, go on. That's fine.
Well, actually, no, go right ahead.
Go ahead.
Rhyme is gonna take Arthur out of the fanny pack, put the bedpost into the fanny pack, put Arthur back in, and then go, all right, let's go talk to everybody at breakfast.
Okay, Rhyme, as you step out, we're then going to cut over to Olive. We're going to make this very quick. Olive, as you wake up, as you're able to wake up, kind of like look over into like a bowl of water, you see that a bruise has formed on your jaw, as expected from the fight with Emin. With that, what is your morning routine? What do you do?
So we mentioned last session that this is a room that Olive has spent a lot of time in, so it's kind of like like a home away from home situation where she like keeps some stuff here in case of emergencies. So I imagine she would have like some kind of like cosmetic kit for what it is of this time.
Certainly.
But as she kind of looks at her reflection and like has the thought to cover up the bruise, decides against it, and instead goes to just, you know, wash herself off. She keeps a spare outfit in this room. Still wears the bathrobe from the Love Temple resort.
I'm sorry, hang on, hold on, pause. Were you wearing a bathrobe when we were fighting
No.
Evan?
No.
No.
That's her nightgown. That's her nightgown.
Got it. Cool.
I was not wearing that when we were talking last night either. Don't worry.
Cool. Good to know.
No, I think yesterday she was wearing like her standard green dress, and I think just because it is a new day, and I imagine her dress is pretty dirtied from the events of yesterday.
Soot and ash and dirt and blood and everything.
Yep. Just you know, in the basin of water, washes out her dress and like leaves that to like hang dry. You know, like hangs it out the window on a little clothesline. And what she does put on a similar neckline, similar fashion dress. Oh god. But I think this one is a more like eggshell cream colored dress. Especially it's something that she wears either to work or when she's in the arbor, because of the climate and everything. It's very light and breezy, and in the heat of the arbor. Yeah, and I think she pairs that, you know, with her typical black boots with a bit of a heel.
Okay.
And with a little waist belt corset deal, of like a tan leather, with like carvings worked into the leather. And I think looking at the sun, she can tell she's woken up far later than she would like to. And just kind of like, like, you know, like musses up her hair a bit and then rushes downstairs to like open up and get everything, get the tavern all set.
As you run downstairs and you start doing the routine, absolutely excellent. But as you start doing the routine, which you are so incredibly used to, unlatching the doors, getting food all ready, getting ovens and stovetops kind of heated up, cracking eggs, getting meat prepared, everything like that. Your family is operating as well, setting out cutlery, setting out, drink cups and plates and everything, and you watch as Feldspar, Jasper, Coral, and Pearl are all just kind of orbiting around, having now returned. You look actually past the bar on the bottom floor, and you can see that where there once were two destroyed large barrels for like whiskey and rum, perhaps like an ale of some kind, you see that they have been replaced. Presumably that's where your family was, just out kind of securing the best deal for such a large amount of alcohol, and had that shipped back throughout the night. Yeah.
Oh, and also before I forget, I still have the crown from Emmons Tower, right?
Yes, you do.
Can we say, like, before realizing, I overslept, I kind of, like, look at it and, like, is this something that people know Emmon wore or, like had in his possession? Let me make a little check about it, or is this just common knowledge?
Yeah, give me a history check, yeah.
With advantage, because I'm so good at arbor stuff?
Yeah, sure, I'll say it's advantage.
That was a 19 on the die. I add something to it. Give me 1 second, there we go. History, you said?
Yes.
23.
So you actually know, so putting together the information from the bounty that you actually got from Netlock, just like the specific wording, Emmon only declared himself king of Livenline relatively recently, like within like the last week or two, and so this crown was not known as a staple of you drop this queen.
Oh my god.
Not necessarily like a staple of his outfit. Now, if someone who met Emin before would probably be able to recognize it, but your family probably wouldn't have a recollection of it. And I will also say, it is like double the size of what a normal crown would be on your head. It's basically if you want to wear it, you definitely can. It's gonna look janky, as I'm gonna tell you that much.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Then with that, I take the crown and rush downstairs, and because everyone's busy, everyone's running around. I don't really bother with over the top introductions because I don't want to get in the way. Okay. But just as I think we're all kind of orbiting around each other. Olive does take the crown and just like hangs it behind the bar. For patrons to see.
You go and you hang the crown behind the bar, and immediately Feldspar comes over and goes, Olive, looks like you're getting up a little bit later than usual, huh?
Yes, I'm sorry. It was just such a busy day yesterday.
Certainly so. Well, honestly, it seems that you're right back to work and decorating. I mean, where'd this crown come from? I mean, it really livens the place up. All the wood looks too fresh. It kind of just takes away from the fact this place was just rebuilt.
Oh, it came from Complex City.
Immediately, Feldspar's eyes just kind of like open up as he goes. He like thinks about what to say and goes like, "Oh, wonderful. And looks at you, and like you're gonna kind of get what I'm saying, and goes, wonderful to hear that you looted the debris, and then kind of like recognizes the bruise on your cheek and goes like, and didn't do anything we directly told you not to. As he just kind of like gazes at you and tries to get any kind of reaction from you with those words.
Well, where do you think I ran off to when I said I was going to lead my friend somewhere and then never came back?
Feldspar takes a deep breath in and goes, Olive, as a father, you need to tell me right now that you did not destroy a 15-story tower in the space of an afternoon on a whim.
No, I didn't destroy the tower. That was the work of Netlocks.
Oh. Do I want to hear the full story of this, or am I going to just become more terrified with each passing word?
I don't know. It's a pretty busy day. Do you want to hear it?
Feldspar kind of like leans in towards you.
I love this version of Olive. I'm living for it. I love that she's saying everything with her full fucking chest. Love it.
Feldspar comes in and is like, okay, so because Emin was, pardon my R.O.A.C.H.Y, a piece of shit, and because a lot of people are very happy that he's no longer with us, I'm not going to give you some lesson, or I'm not going to get mad. Now, maybe don't let Jasper or Pearl in on this, as I think they might be a little bit more harsh in hearing this tale. You can certainly tell me all you wish. Am I able to just tell you that the advice we give you is in the interest of your personal safety? Is that understandable?
Yes, of course. As you can see, I'm safe.
He looks at the bruise on your jaw and goes, barely so. And at this point, you see Jasper being like, Feldspar, honey, could you please come help me out with something? As Feldspar's like, I dropped a glass, Jasper. I'll be right there. And just pulls you down under the bar. And it's like, Feldspar just kind of like rubs his eyes and is like, we do everything we can to keep you safe and make sure you have every opportunity to be successful, and you seem to enjoy this kind of work, and so I'm glad you got it out of your system, and I really as like he's really struggling to find the of like where he's kind of like, give me a quick insight check.
Oh, with pleasure. How high is this DC?
Well, you're gonna tell me what you got first.
No, because I want to see if I should flip my coin.
I'll leave that up to you.
Fuck it. What could go wrong? Okay. That's insight 17.
At 17, it's that Feldspar's currently experiencing that kind of feeling where it's like, it's like when, if we can all picture this, like from like, when a child does something that is impressive, certainly, and takes a lot of courage, but is also objectively stupid and a bad idea. And so it's that like parental middle ground of, I'm like, how do I toe the line between, like, as a person, that's kind of cool, and as a parent, it's being like, God almighty, I need to reprimand you in some way. And so, like, so Feldspor's, like, kind of walking that line right now. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing that and, like, seeing him kind of struggle for the words, I, you know, as we're tucked down, I just whispered to him, I know all of you want to keep me safe. But if I'm being honest, that's not going to last very long. Father, I'm a part of something. I don't really understand what it is, but it is dangerous. And I can't leave it alone.
Feldspar just kind of like looks back at you after hearing that and goes, I understand that you have very powerful friends with you, and I'm not saying that you're not capable. Well, and as he looks completely seriously, even if I'm smiling, and goes, well, if that's what it takes, if you're so destined, then count your family in. We'll make sure we're there with you every step of the way. We'll keep you as safe as we can, and we'll make it. If you're set on this, we'll do what we can to make sure that this is all good for you, and we'll do whatever we can to you for you. You know, all of that. Completely seriously.
Yeah. It's just kind of, I'm just shell shocked in this moment. I wasn't. I wasn't necessarily referring to my crew. I don't. Do you remember that night I told you about? Before.
Of course, yeah.
We're all connected to that. In some way, shape, or form. I don't fully understand how, but that's what I'm referring to, and I appreciate the gesture, but I want none of you. I don't want any of you anywhere near that.
With that, give me a quick insight check with advantage for that common misunderstanding.
23.
And I think, needless to say, with a 23, with the conversations that you and I, Kate, have had about this, you understand that, like, your father right now, and the way that he has interacted with you and with your powers, and, like, just kind of interacted with, like, pirate culture just in general, he is being serious and saying that, like, then, like, your family will be here to support you, absolutely. There's a bit of a sting to that, though, from what I know, from Olive's mindset there, where he means, like, and like, it's not coming from a place of maliciousness, but you're able to understand that means we will do everything for you, and you get that, and as he says, that's horrifying, or maybe it's good that something was made sense of it. I mean, we never were able to find Marble Reef. We're not sure what happened to her, but I mean, Olive, I'm confused and I'm scared.
Now you know how I felt these past 5 years. And I get up and walk away.
You get up and you just fully walk away. Feldspar hangs there for a couple seconds, just shocked at this newfound brazen attitude and confidence as all of you walk off. And as that happens, you're able to hear Cowrie come down the stairs, begin playing their lute. I'm going to say that her and the Duke are able to find their way back to the Triple S as Rhyme then descends the stairs as well, as you're just kind of finishing up your morning routine as the tavern begins to have a few hesitant customers begin to come in. Cutter Jack being among one of them. As you all are able to meet up.
Is the other one there? Jabber.
How rude of me. Yes, Joe Jabber
is our Lord and Savior here.
Is sitting in his usual spot at the back of the bar. And this time he's like drawing something like on a piece of parchment paper. He's just kind of like scribbling something back and forth.
As I like walk by, can I like catch a glimpse of what he's drawing?
Okay, raise a hand. Who here wants to go see what Joe Jabber is doing?
Well, I was gonna say, of course, before I go over to our crew, I would have absolutely served Joe Jabber drink and breakfast.
Yeah. He looks over to you, what do you say?
Good morning, Mr. Jabber. Did you sleep all right?
The sun's up again? Meaning I'm up too. Slept okay. Yes, I did.
That's wonderful. And I look down at the table. What do you got there? What are you drawing?
Everybody that wants to see is able to kind of like crowd over and look at what he's drawing. Everybody here, as you kind of like, look over, you see that, like, again, ink kind of bleeding through, Cowrie, similar to the note that you have. There is an image on either side of this. Now, this is, like, scribbled, almost incomprehensible. Do you guys want to, like, see... Okay, you want to see both sides of this paper?
Yes.
Perfect. Everybody here, I'm going to say this right now, everyone here give me an investigation check for the first side. It's going to be a DC 20 investigation check.
I got that.
Can't do that.
Exactly, actually.
Investigation.
Yep.
I'm mathematically incapable of doing that.
No, I got a 15.
15.
You got a 10.
Olive, as you look to the first side, you guys will all get another chance for the other side as well. On the first side, you see a picture of a boat. Like you kind of like look past it, you like hold it up to the light, kind of. You look at, like, bring a candle over, and you're able to see, like, just at the right angle, like closing one eye, maybe like squinting, kind of like one of those find those image books. You're able to see that this is a picture of a ship. It's a picture of a ship on a cliff, like on the side of a mountainous cliff. And then give me a quick perception check, Olive.
4.
The ship is badly damaged and multiple parts of it are missing, but it's a boat on the side of a cliff.
What do you see, Olive? Do you see anything? Do you see anything? And I'm like, almost like in your face while you're holding it up into the light. I'm like, do you see anything? Do you see anything?
I'm not holding up to the light. I'm just kind of like looking like over Joe Jabber's shoulder as I'm like wiping the table. I'm like, what? Let's give Mr. Jabber some space. You know, it's still quite early. And just like you know how like when you're at a bar with a friend and like you kind of do that like eye contact thing with someone. I give that to you, being like, I'll tell you in a minute.
Sorry.
Okay. Is that all? No questions for him?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I was coughing.
Oh, you good. I just say to him like, that's a wonderful drawing, Mr. Jabber. Dream you had, or
Where's a boat?
Yes, sorry. Yes, I can see that, but it's why is it on a cliff and damaged?
Well, it's where it is right now.
Ah, is this your ship?
And he kind of goes into like incomprehensible ramblings.
And I can see clearly there's another side.
You can flip
to
it
this,
over,
right?
yes.
Well, I'll ask. I'm be polite.
Okay.
May I see the other side? It's a wonderful drawing. I'd love to see it.
Of course I can. Just finish this one up just earlier today. Or maybe it was later. And he flips it over. Everyone please give me another DC 20 investigation check.
No.
Come on, brain. Fuck.
Come on, brain. Be so
Think of
21.
21.
Yay! I only got 12.
It's with the new dice my family got me.
What'd you get, Cowrie?
I got a 5. I'd have to roll a natural 20 to get a 20 investigation check.
Well, Cowrie, to be honest, I feel like you're just enraptured by the words of Joe Jabber, by the essence of Joe Jabber.
I'm just listening to every word he says, even though it's all gibberish.
Writing has never done you well, but what words have done you so well. With all of that, you're able to see. You're able to see rhyme scribbles. Scribble. You're able to see 9 scribbles laid out in rows of 3. With the bigger scribbles being the leftmost one, the westernmost one, the easternmost one, the northernmost one, and the southernmost one, with an oval scribble in the center. This is a poorly drawn map of the palm and the fist, the world map of this place. Do me a favor and flip a coin and let me know if you get heads or tails.
Heads.
Heads? You are able to see, kind of like, just Pax being like, well, I believe if you squint and then shake your head back and forth, there should be an image there. And as you do that, you see that the westernmost scribble, what would be known as the palm and the finger isles, you see on the thumb island, the grip island, there's an X over the grip island. The grip island, for those of you that don't know, is the home of the Terraborg family.
Would I know that?
Yeah, I would say you would know. That's just general knowledge. Like, water genasi seem to come from that island. Yes.
I'll just say casually, like, "Oh look, Olive, it's your home."
Oh.
Given it's pointed out, I'm gonna say that all of you can see that.
Yeah. Mr. Jabber, what? You've drawn our home. That's so kind. Any reason for it?
Well, I saw a place in a dream for a long time ago, or maybe in the future it was, because I saw a place with a lot of rocks, and a lot of carvings in the rocks too, and I can't read the carvings, but I know they gotta mean something.
Remember the prophecy? How things were carved into the rocks by the waves? Maybe that's the location of one of them.
Maybe we
Also,
gotta
I
check it
just
out.
love how the group's morning routine now is just to shake Joe Jabber for as much information as possible, and then to go up to Cutterjack and be like, "Yo, isn't the Duke looking fit today?"
As Joe Jabber having all that being done, Joe Jabber looks over at all of you and goes, "Know when I last slept?"
You just told me you slept well last night.
And you know what the past can be called? Never. And he just kind of passes out on the table. And then he just fully unconscious.
I make sure his
Good
face
night,
is not
sweet
in the
prince.
food.
That's all you're getting from Joe Jabber for right now.
That's fine.
I make sure his face is not in his food or
You watch him
drink.
just go, and he just sticks a tongue out and just kind of eats a little bit in his sleep and then goes back to bed.
All right, why don't we give him some space? And I go and get trays of food for all of us, including the Duke and Cutterjack. But I do grab the 4 of us a table like in the corner, kind of like behind where Joe Jabber normally sits.
Absolutely.
I do have Arthur in my fanny pack.
Oh,
like he's a
yeah.
baby carrier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The last thing before we cover, do you mind if I just do one more thing before we cover that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cutterjack comes up and goes, that was a right fun evening, and I'm so sorry I wasn't able to come and use the wonderful room that was offered by Olivine. Now, the one thing I am going to say is that I just remembered that I have had a great, I think it's been about a week now, Cowrie, of just kind of hanging out. I do have a job to do. I'm on a bit of a timeline. The Battle of the Bards, I need to take submissions for that. So I am going to have to be stepping out.
Speaking of that, me and my party were thinking of signing up.
You were thinking of signing up, you were.
And the Duke. Yes.
And the Duke LaCroix wants to sign up with us.
Yes. Me and the Duke.
Can I make an insight check on the Duke to see if that's something he wants to do?
Same here. Can I do that as
Yes.
well?
Me and the Duke.
Yes.
We chatted and
12.
This would be a great way to make the money back. And so the Duke said he's a great fighter.
I got a 12.
The Duke also sings lots of songs, supposedly, especially when he drinks lots of red wine.
Okay, did the Duke... what's your first name, dude?
People know me as the Duke LaCroix, as like you have to do kind of like...
so Dookie, did you agree to this?
It would have to be a lot of red wine, but I am one to follow in the Capitan's shoes.
Alright.
As Cutter Jack goes, well, now, normally there has to be some kind of, like, combative test to see if you can even withstand the possible bodily or mental trauma that will come of the competition, but given we just escaped a 15-story building without taking the stairs, if I may add, I think that is the perfect example of efficacy I could possibly ask for. A word that I learned from our friend Joe Jabber here. Aren't I a smart one?
You're genius.
Oh my god, and he
smart,
looks over at Coward and is like, we're geniuses, we're so smart.
Yeah.
We're just, exactly. Everything makes sense in our heads.
I whispered to whoever I was next to. I don't know who it would be. I just turned to them and I'm like, TV said I'm gonna kill myself in this battle. But I'm gonna die either way if I don't get the gold, so...
I do want to say to Cutter Jack, you totally understand if it's a no, but because we're buddies, if you could give me any insider knowledge on what this is kind of gonna look like, to be straight up with you, Cinta Pleasure is a bit of a nemesis of mine. We have a fun little rivalry, totally for fun, all in good.
Yes, the very one. And I slide Cutter Jack some bacon as a bribe.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I do love bacon. Give me a quick persuasion check.
With advantage, because I bribed with bacon?
I will say, sure, yes.
Gold.
Yeah.
When combat happens, not now, but when it does, I'm going to be much less nice to anyone that wants to watch this back.
Okay, yes, that is a 28.
Love bards.
Yeah.
Hope this is an 11 or higher.
It's an 11 or higher. It's an 11 or higher.
That is a 3. Okay, so looks over at you and goes, well, I can tell you this much. Cinta Pleasure is going to be performing along with the Vim family. Loxodons, Pachydons, if you happen to know them. It's gonna be 2 of the Pachydons, and then Cinta Pleasure with some hired muscle, I believe. The main problem, at least, because, I can't play favorites, of course. The 4 judges will determine who had the best performance. Also, by the way, all head rolls will be in attendance. Iggy has made that mandatory.
Okay.
But it seems last time I heard, I think Cinta Pleasure's being funded by some kind of larger organization with almost unlimited funds, because those which he signed up with, now I can't tell you exactly who it's going to be, because one of them, I don't think speaks common, and the other one doesn't really speak at all. What I can tell you is that they're big and they're mean, and I think he's preparing to win just through sheer force of will alone. No more tumbling monkeys, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that information.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course!
Yes, we don't want to keep you here any longer. Can I get you anything to go?
Unless you have a cure for hangovers, I think I'm all good.
I bet the Duke does. The Duke looks great. We were drinking all last night.
The Duke, hat down, clear bags under his eyes, just goes, my solution for hangovers is to, I guess, cry a lot? I'm not entirely sure.
I just hand Cutter Jack another ale.
Cutterjack grabs the ale. The Duke clearly being like the Cutterjack being much better at like handling the symptoms of overindulgence better than Duke. Goes up to the Duke and is like, now listen here, Duke. I don't know you that well, and you don't know me that well. I think we're very different people. I think you're very rich and I'm constantly poor.
He's not rich. He's not rich.
The Duke is like, Capitan! And just kind of like takes out a white gloves and throws it on the floor and is like, you have offended me! I am the wealthiest man in the room! As the Cutterjack goes, you're gonna dirty your glove. What I was gonna say is that we're gonna have because I want to hear, you seem to be a fancy man that knows fancy things, and I would like to be a pirate that's a brutal pirate, and I would like to be known as the fanciest of the cutters. Alright? That sound good? As the Duke goes, sure, at some point we can talk about that. As Cutterjack goes, excellent, it's a deal then. As then Cutter goes, anything else you wish to say to me before I run off to Capshore?
You said all the heads are going to be at this thing?
I mean, Igantoris has put out a request to each one of them personally they be there. I don't think anyone's going to deny Igantoris anything.
Okay.
No. Good to know.
Thank you for all your assistance. That goes without saying.
Of course.
And best of luck in all of your endeavors. And I will, when I am back in touch with Barnum and Landon and the rest of my crew, I will let you know the next time I see you.
And if you would happen to need any help getting them safe, I'll do my best to sweet talk the captain above me to see if we can get some extra help in terms of that.
Oh, that'd be excellent.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem at all. Well, Cowrie, always a pleasure to see crews of old and to make alliances with crews of the new. And we'll kind of just come over and just like give you a big hug, Cowrie. And then go over and just kind of like give like a piratey kind of like handshake to each one of you before running off. Cutterjack, you guys haven't been signed up for the Battle of the Bards. Excellent. We can take that off the to-do list. Finally.
So for this Battle of the Bards, you'll be performing, right, Cowrie? Because the only songs that I know are old choir songs for the god Lathander. So
We can get you guys set up with triangles, kazoos, tambourines, maracas, maybe like a little tiny drum set. We can really make it happen. Anyone can do it.
Can I just do the fighting? I'm not really good with rhythm.
Then that's what the kazoo is for. And the triangle. Triangle, it's 3 sides. So that's like 3 different notes is probably how it works, I assume.
That's a lot of notes. Oh boy.
That's like a third of what I can count to.
Well, it's easy enough to pick up on a beat. I wouldn't sell yourself too short.
Have you ever tried dancing while performing? Because I feel like maybe that could win them over.
Yeah,
I
just see this like horrified look on Rhyme's face as he imagines himself trying to dance.
But the problem is, you know, all the heads are going to be there.
Yeah, that's a problem because if Yasa 6 Spirals sees Arthur, he's possessed. Also, can we talk about Arthur real quick?
Arthur's covered in blood and sand, and is just fucking.
He lifts him up and he just.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I thought he was sleeping this whole time. What's happened?
No. I found him like this in his bed. I've healed him. He's not gonna die anytime soon. Don't worry. But also, and then pulls out the bedpost, puts it on the table, and can they read it?
Yes, they would be able to read it.
Okay, so Rhyme will just say...
Do you want me to send it over?
No, I can, but I'll also read it.
What language is it?
This is in an odd mixture of common and infernal, weirdly enough.
Oh.
Okay.
As he's pulling that out, kind of sensing where this is going. I'll just like kind of like hand some like plates to the Duke. Be like, I'm so sorry. Duke, is that the way you prefer to be addressed?
After being bested in a fight, no need to call me Lord LaCroix.
Look, I don't know what else to call you.
Call me Duke. It is all right.
All right. Could you bring these behind the bar to the water genasi working there? Tell him I sent you.
Was it the... What are you handing him?
Just dishes.
Oh.
So he goes away.
I would be more than happy to help out, of course. And takes the dishes and is like, this is below me. And he walks over and he goes and brings it over.
I mutter under my breath. I'm like, yeah, I better get some free labor in.
Duke leaves, goes over. Okay, with
Poor
all...
man.
Perfect.
He's welcome to have a job here if he wants. We can always use an extra set of hands.
You watch Pearl go over to the Duke and he's like, excellent, if you're gonna be behind the bar, you're working behind the bar. The Duke's like, of course, not a problem at all, ma'am. And then just begins washing dishes uncomplainingly.
Oh, funny. Before we get into this, I also wanted to mention with the MR/PhD going to be in attendance. Yorda is also a problem because we kind of persuade MR/PhD that we don't know.
And also, we might be a problem if she realizes that. I'm sure she probably realized at some point that we charmed and Zone of Truth her. She might not take super kindly to that.
Well,
so
also
kind of problems all around.
She sees her casting lightning magic like she's possessed, I think she's gonna be like, there they are.
There's also a chance that she might not even show up.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like a very outdoorsy person.
What if, okay, this is very, very far stretched. What if we, give her like an anonymous tip about potentially somewhere far away, prophecy people are something's happening.
Yeah.
Do we know how far away the Battle of the Bards is, time-wise?
Sadly, as I've said before, it's gonna be ready once I think it's ready. Okay. Because if I give you a specific in 4 long rests, we're gonna have the most jam-packed 4 days of all time.
Understandably so. No worries. And I will just say, well, it seems like Cutter Jack is still working the battle, so it's definitely something to keep in mind. But I think, and I just kind of gesture towards Arthur on the table, we should probably focus one thing at a time.
Do we want to get him unpossessed first? Because I think that also would be a great way to not have Mori be like, look, there's another one. They've been possessed.
And also Yasa, I don't know what exactly Arthur's history is with her, but if we could have no demon when we see her, that would be much preferable.
Yep.
So do we want to make a stop in Kipyup?
Sure. Is that, you mentioned the Triple F Tavern, is that on the way?
I don't know if it's on the way, but it might be something we should do.
Why are we checking out the Triple F Tavern?
I've been told that our good friend Rai wants to see me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound... Fuck, we've
got a lot to do.
Yeah.
I mean...
Never a boring day with you guys.
I don't know, maybe we just quickly try to get that over with. Maybe she'll have some
what if
help?
what if... I also feel like we should make sure that Arthur is awake for his exorcism,
Yeah.
Common courtesy.
Have any of us been to this Aphrodite temple before? Would he be safe there unsupervised?
I mean, it's a love temple, so I don't know. Sounds better than the literal Baylor of the 9 hells, so...
And Yorda, I thought I heard him sneezing in his room. He seems kind of under the weather. Maybe they could stay here.
One of you can go check on Yorda, too, if you want.
Oh, shit.
I'll realizing he's not here.
Yorda isn't down yet. Maybe we should have somebody check on him.
Oh, no, maybe something's wrong.
I'll go upstairs and let y'all deliberate on that. I'll go upstairs and knock on his door.
Okay, perfect.
He's dead.
What's the game plan here again? So what's happening?
I don't have my map on me, but Drew, out of game, is
yes.
Triple F Tavern is where?
Triple F Tavern is within Ubhav.
And so, from Livenleen, is Kipyup on the way or out of the way?
Triple F Tavern would be on the way to the Aphrodite Temple, certainly.
Sorry, I meant the other way around. Is the Aphrodite Temple on the way to Triple F Tavern?
No. So basically, given you're on the northwestern side of the arbor right now, you would be cutting east to basically southeast to get to Kipyup, meaning you'd have to go through the center district of Ubhav, crossing basically the main city center of the Pillars, and the Triple F Tavern is within that main city center. So you basically have to go right past the Triple F to get to the Aphrodite Temple.
Okay, then.
I can just like keep him halfway out of the fanny pack, you know.
I've got a bunch of like silk rope. We could like make it into like a baby Bjorn.
A Bjorn?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna offer that he maybe just stays here and the Duke watches over him, but I think the
true.
Duke should come.
Well, the Duke. It looks like the Duke has a job now. I don't know.
We need more eggs over at table 4. Yes, ma'am. I will get on that right away.
You know what? He needs the money.
9 to 5.
I will make sure he's paid.
Is it an apron? It's over the hat.
Because I ran into Phoebe last night, and he was actually kind of nice. We're gonna be friends.
You're going to be?
Yeah, maybe. But she mentioned that even if I brought the gold and the Duke didn't bring the gold, these aren't coming off. We both have to fill each side of the gold.
Right,
We each have to bring our share.
Right, that's how debts work.
Okay.
No, I didn't mean that in any rude way.
No, yeah, that is how our financial system.
Anyway, I mean, Arthur's situation seems pretty dire. Do we want to maybe drop him off at the temple and then?
The temple is a place of healing, you know, and we know one of the 6 heads is a literal angel, so you know.
Let's do it. Let's drop him off.
Drop him off.
I don't. There's nowhere really better.
Did you ever say what was on the bedpost?
Oh, it was in the.
Oh, yeah.
I can read that out loud if you guys want. If you guys want to read along.
You do it.
On the bedpost, in this curling, like half common, half infernal, made out of these like dead branches, cactus needles, all these like kind of like odd pieces of foliage, there is a message inscribed. A message being like a rhyming kind of poem, which says, "Traveled north, a crew was banded, my methods very underhanded. Causing chaos, spun a yarn, let animals out of the barn. Caught once more, got the boot, they want me to put down roots. We travel north, new friends in tow, but they will reap what they did sow. E. Signed E."
Oh.
I think this is a message from his druid friend Eden.
Yes, that would make sense.
So, and
Also-
traveled north, so new friends.
And
Probably
let the animals out of the barn. My ship is called the Barn. Barnum's ship.
Cowrie, as you say that, no check necessary, you realize that's the only line that seems kind of out of place. Like, that seems like a really random thing to say if it didn't mean something to someone, and you realize that Eden must be with the barn. Maybe Barnum, maybe Landon, but it seems like outside of you guys having your adventures here, your crew and Arthur's crew have formed this like new amalgamation and are doing something of their own accord.
Oh man.
And everyone here can give me I'll say either an investigation or an insight check. And we'll make further checks beyond that to kind of like see what all this means.
22
22?
insight.
Okay.
21 insight.
21.
13 investigation.
13.
I don't know if you want my. 13 insight.
Okay. Cowrie and her, you both understand in this moment, based on what you saw with Arthur, covered in blood, covered in sand, very wounded, very taxed. You realize that Arthur probably saw this message, which means that Lawman also saw this message. And based upon like everything that Rhyme has told you, something in this message made Lawman so upset and so furious that in a fit of rage, he almost killed Arthur.
Oh.
I think Lawman is angry that his captives escaped. And also that, we are no longer really beholden to him. Besides Arthur,
Yeah.
Good to
Then
know
we
for your crew, though, Cowrie.
Yes, that's great news.
And, maybe with our luck, AJ's with them. Fingers crossed.
And one more thing that I'll ask for is, like, as you kind of read this note, everybody here give me what would it be? Like, either a history check. I'll say everyone here give me a history check with advantage.
Should I roll this?
Nice.
Yeah, I'll say you can roll this. Yeah.
16
16?
history.
15.
I got a 17.
I'm gonna
17.
go plug my iPad in.
Plug.
You
Yeah,
realize
history
that for
11.
the so this seems to be some kind of like direct communication must have been hard, but it seems that there's actually information within this poem which may lead to like some kind of something more here. And you guys are looking at the specific wording of all of this. Cowrie, you already recognize this by saying let animals out of the barn, clearly trying to reference who exactly Eden has been in contact with, who she's working with now, like kind of marking friendlies. The odd phrasing of this, my methods very underhanded. Got the boot,
underhand of the fist. Right?
got the boot. They want me to put down roots. We travel north. This poem is telling a story which is leaving some breadcrumbs which can be followed if you know where to look.
So north of the underhand, right? Look at.
I'm trying to pull up the map.
that
Yeah,
Cutter
to
Jack
see
gave us.
where they're, because they're going north.
You look at Joe Jabber's fucking insane drawing.
Tangled root, setting down roots.
Oh.
And
Yes, if
we
they're going
zoom
north,
in,
that would be Tangle Root.
And would it be travel north? Okay,
There's
so
no-
they've escaped the underhand and are heading to and are at Tangled Root.
Do you think they're already there? Because there's oh, that's west side, not north side.
Wait, where's the underhand?
So the underhand is basically in the fist.
Oh,
So
okay,
for everyone here,
Oh,
just so
I
you
see
know,
it.
so instead of like with the palm being very a spread out section of island, the fist is actually a massive mountain range exploding out of the sea. Which just as when you make a fist and there is just the smallest amount of space in between your fingers and your palm, the underhand is built within again of this massive scale within that small little pocket of space. Blowing that up by times a million, there is literally an underhand underneath the knuckles and the fingers of the fist. There is a hanging city within the fist called the Underhand, the capital city of the fist, the slaver capital of the palm in the fist of this world map.
Well, at least we have some idea where they're going. That's good.
Yes, I can I make like I don't know an Arcana check to figure out how Eden got this to him?
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Nat 20.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna give you two
Yes,
things.
Queen, you put this on the wall, but I believe it fits better
Balls
on your
in your
head.
head.
It's too big.
So you
It's
understand
too
two
big.
things in this moment. The first thing that you understand is Olive, as you kind of like investigate this bedpost, you realize that there is not a drop of moisture within it. That is a very strange thing. This thing has been tapped dry. you realize that Eden's druidic magic, not too dissimilar to the magic that you, well, in terms of like, she's clearly accessing some kind of arcana energy from a natural plane. And you're able to identify, because it's the polar opposite of what you do, Olive. You with your water sorcery. Eden is a desert druid. And you can also recognize that in order to have gotten this message across, in order to have transplanted this into a place where, so clearly Eden has some knowledge of where Arthur is right now. And you have to imagine that in, like, with how, first of all, an obvious amount of intelligence would have to be had to write a message coded in a way where it's not impossible to crack, but for an uneducated pirate or slaver, this would be like a 15-step labyrinth of a puzzle to try and open up. So basically betting on the fact that Arthur would be smart enough to know what this means, number one. Number two, you'd have to imagine that with a nat 20, causing chaos, spun a yarn, let animals out of the barn, some kind of revolt happened. And within this revolt, Eden had the chance to get this message out. However, then also saying, caught once more, got the boot, you then understand whatever revolt, this revolt probably was not intended to be successful, but was intended to get a message out to let people know what's happening. And then caught once more, clearly it failed, and now they're being moved from wherever they were to wherever they're going. Make sense?
Yeah.
Is that enough for you? Do you want more?
No, I mean, do you have more?
I don't think I do, no.
Then,
pretty-
okay, then...
You immediately solved my puzzles, guys. Excellent job.
Then, yeah, no, that's good. I relay that all to the group.
Oh, absolutely perfect. Wonderful.
So after we kick Sid to Pleasure's ass at Battle of the Bards, I guess our next step is to sail across the sea.
Yeah.
Although,
Well, should we go see the prophecy at the island?
Yes.
Because it's right here. In the rocks.
Oh,
Also-
right.
also, to be perfectly fair, my friends, taking all of us across the seas to Slaver Town, when we're all pretty sure we're a conglomerate of weapons of mass destruction, is maybe something we should think about for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately, it's... well, Arthur can't speak for himself, but Carrie, it's your crew, but it's whatever you want to do to get them back.
Well, I mean, there's, I appreciate having you
don't
guys
have to
here
decide
because
right now.
it is.
I'm sorry, you don't have to decide right now.
No. It's all right because one, I appreciate you saying that because my first instinct is always to immediately go when it could be good to think about it for a hot minute. But that said, Arthur, I don't know what Arthur wants to do. I will definitely go. I am not going to hold it against you guys if this is not a place where you want to go, because it is a very, very bad place. But you are also welcome if you would like to come, because I will definitely be going.
Carrie, my whole job is to keep you guys safe. So if one of you goes to Slaverville, I'll be going with you.
The good thing for you, Calorie, and I guess some of you, like Olive and even Arthur, if Arthur gets the demon out, is that you guys can kind of hide yourselves from whatever the prophecy says about you. It's not as right in your face, if that makes sense. Like, being persuasive, everybody's persuasive. The ice magic, the ice calming, being reckless, I don't know if that's really, some of it can be disguised, some of it can't, but...
Is it that obvious that I don't really care about dying?
I think to us, I don't know about the public,
I feel like at this point, Cutter Jack would be like, "You did jump off a 15-story
I was thinking of that.
Cutter Jack is 8 blocks down.
I know, I know, but he's like,
But if he was...
If he was here, of course.
And Olive, you don't always have outbursts with your magic. It just all depends. So.
Right, yes, super easy to hide and control. Where's Yorda? And I just excuse myself and run upstairs.
As you run upstairs. Also, by the way, after this short break, and then you guys want to travel to Kipyup?
Yup.
Okay, absolutely. Well, no, I'm not trying. If there's anything else, just please let me know. But that sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, super cool. All of you rush upstairs really quickly, trying to exit that conversation as fast as you can.
Sweating.
As you're sweating bullets, you take the stairs 3 at a time, and as you get up, you're able to hear the door being slightly ajar. You're able to hear Yorda just snoring, sleeping very heavily.
Just out of breath, running all those stairs, just... Okay.
And as you're kind of like on your knees, kind of like breathing kind of heavily,
I just like brace against the wall, like.
Give me a quick perception check.
That's a 4.
It's a 4. It's kind of weird that the door is open to Yorda's room.
Yeah. Just knowing he's, I would just kind of like glance down the hall. And just kind of slip in real quick and like close it behind me.
As you slip in, you close the door right behind you. The door just quickly closes. And as you close the door, oh my god, wait, hold on, the music has changed. I apologize. Kia. Excellent. As you close the door, you realize something. As you look down, you just see a spring. And you see a bolt, very small, like as you're kind of like glancing down, your foot kind of rolls over it. And you just see these like small little mechanical parts right inside of the room, just like a couple inches past the door.
It's like in front of me?
So you close the door, you look down, you see these little parts right there.
Loose parts or something configured together?
Oh, loose parts. Just one spring and like one little bolt, essentially.
Okay, I will step further into the room, keeping that into account. Can I make a little investigation check?
You can make an investigation or perception check, yes. And I'll give this to you with advantage as you just hear...
Thank you.
Just Yorda.
Tat. You said investigation or perception?
Yes.
19.
As you kind of like look down at these like small little mechanical parts, I'm gonna give you 2 things. One, as you look through, like you kind of like look up and you're like, what could these possibly be for? You look at the door itself and you realize that you can actually see through the little key lock in like to the outside of the room. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be able to do that. There should be pins and tumblers and like little like, lock bolts. It seems that like it almost looks like whatever lock was on this door was pushed in and broken. And as you look up from that, you actually noticed a note pinned to the inside of the door.
I will take it and read it.
And it is pinned to the door with some kind of like ivory claw of some kind. And I will send over to you what's on the note right now.
Jesus Christ.
I immediately thought about, the claws in Skyrim.
I do not, but I will take your word for it.
Can you please read this out loud? I'm sending it to World Background right now.
Yes, of course. Holy shit! Okay, hold on. Okay. Brother, welcome to the Arbor. I hope the endless chaos has been to your liking. Apologies for not seeing you in person, but I am on the hunt and do not want to lose the trail. My quest has led me to find someone with connection to the Fury. Legend and lore and stories galore have told tales, and I intend to discern fact from fiction at the source. I snuck into your rooms and looked upon the crew which you travel with, and they are meager physically. Hopefully you lead them well. Talos be good, our storms shall cross paths, and we shall meet in person. Until then, know that I am nearby, and if you are in need, I'll know. Love from myself and the Pride, Skylar. P.S. Words cannot describe how frustrated I am that you got your hands on that armor. That was mine to steal. I chatted up that tiger for like 45 minutes, and then you just walk in and bust the case. I'm furious and so proud and furious.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, lore!
A note not for you, Olive, which you have now just read over completely.
Okay. Right. And I will, the note takes up like one side of the paper.
Yes.
I will flip it over and, just write a brief, heading to Kipyup, dropping off Arthur at, Aphrodite Temple, then heading to Triple F Tavern. Meet us there when you wake. Hope you slept well. And I will sign it my name and leave it on like the bedside table with that note face up. And like kind of, I will fold the corner so that he knows that there's something on the other side.
Awesome.
Of it.
I just remembered that Yorda can't read.
Yorda can't read that well, yeah.
Fuck.
That's fine.
He'll struggle bust his way through it. Hooked on phonics. He's got it.
I kept it.
Well,
I kept
call
it.
me to the Arbor.
I kept
somebody working. It's
I kept
fine.
it brief.
Short words.
Your endless.
I'll leave like a little. I'll leave a little PS and say any Terraborg can help read.
It's like when
Just referring him to that.
The fact he's not even gonna be able to read that. Okay.
But shit, I forgot.
You scratch out Terraborg and say,
Draw a
water
stick figure.
people.
You
Water
draw a
people.
stick
He knows my last name. He knows my last name.
You draw a stick figure.
That
with
reminds
a
me of
beard.
one of the funniest little notes from Skyrim, which is like it's in the thief. It's like the sneak manuals, the lockpick manuals. That's written by a thief, and then like one of the ones says, "P.S. If you can't read, find someone who can and have them read this to you. It'll make more sense then." Which I love. Big energy.
That's essentially what I'm doing here. And then yours gonna have so much reading on his hands. Underneath that, I will slip a little piece of paper that Drew knows about, that only Drew and I know about.
Excuse me?
Something that was given to me prior to this campaign.
How
Yes.
freaking dare? What?
Yes.
What
yes.
the fuck?
Yes.
Yes. And as I'm leaving, can I put the lock back in? Is there a way to do that?
As
Do you have mending as a cantrip?
I'll actually say really quickly, as you kind of realize the creepiest part of that note, I snuck into your rooms.
Yeah.
Rooms plural. As you
Rooms
look around and you
plural.
realize that the 6 of you, all of you are because it would be the 5 of you that are here. All of your doors are unable to be locked and seem to have been
Wonderful.
the victim of the same kind of whatever kind of lock breaking happened here.
Oh man,
You
I was
said there
like,
were springs and bolts.
Yeah, like springs and tumblers.
I'm gonna take them.
I'm gonna take them.
You grab your little. It's like, well, that's funny, and you just kind of run off with them. Excellent. Just
Ryan just looks at
add lock parts to your inventory.
As for
Rhyme's
the-
just gonna look at his door. If anybody ever tells him this and be like, I'm freezing it shut next time.
So is there a way? Can I make some kind of check to like put the lock back together as I leave Yorda's
Give
room?
me
Or
a quick. Let's call it a flat intelligence check.
okay, I'm good at that. Plus my intelligence modifier.
Yes.
13.
That's exactly what you needed. You're able to. You actually know. Well, because the keys to the rooms are just a simpler, a very simple one tumbler key system. It's just a matter of just put. Which is why it was so easy to break. It's just basically getting the pin back in place and then just setting the spring in line with the pin. And it just kind of like snaps back in there, no problem.
Yeah. Cool. Then yeah, I will. I will softly close the door behind me and lock it.
As the door
and as
locks.
I'm going, locks.
Yep.
Wonderful. And as I go back downstairs, I kind of pull the Duke aside, like taking away from his shift for a hot second. You will be compensated for this. I can't thank you enough.
I'm already getting a lot of tips, to be honest with you.
That's wonderful. You know our friend Yorda.
Yes, the big lion person that wants to cut off my hands.
He doesn't want to cut off your hands. That's just the way he talks to people for some reason.
Yes, how you joke with people.
Yes, he's a very strange sense of humor. And anyway, he had a very long day yesterday, so he's sleeping in a bit. When he eventually comes downstairs, could you let him know that we're headed to Kipyup and then to the Triple F Tavern? Tell him to meet us at the Triple F Tavern when he wakes.
Certainly, not a problem. How about I just stay here and I just keep working for your sister, or your sibling, it seems, and I will keep making tips, and then when he wakes up, then we will come and meet you wherever you are.
Wonderful. Or if you wish to keep working, you may keep working. It sounds like we'd be happy to have you aboard.
You see, like he puts on like a mock like a hair net to like keep his insane curls out of the food, and is like, to be honest, it feels kind of good to be behind the counter because your parents keep an insanely high standard of food quality for a pirate town. But also, I am sweating bullets, and I'd prefer not to be doing this.
Understandably so. When Yorda wakes, the two of you can meet us at the Triple F Tavern.
Excellent. Sounds good. We will come find you. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
I think while all that's happening, and I'm like the reason Olive like ran away and all flustered and whatnot, I like look to Ryan and Cowrie and I'm like, I didn't mean to make her upset. I didn't know what to.
Well, do you know why she's upset?
Yeah, I get it. I was just trying to.
Okay.
I was
just
trying
apologize.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just difficult. Not apologizing, just explaining things and trying to say that I don't really have a choice to go over there. If I'm going to attack somebody, I can't. I can't go. If I was to go to the Slaverland, they'll know right away.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know if the slavers know. Well, everybody, I guess, knows about this prophecy or whatever. But like, most people, I'm assuming, think it's the main heads of the arbor, right?
That's what it sounds like.
And listen, at least for Battle of the Bards, you can perform. I'm thinking, from what Cutter Jack said, it's a combination of performing and kicking ass, and so you and Cowrie can perform, and I'll kick ass.
And you can always borrow, like, I kind of have an excess of weapons, so if you want like a whip,
do you want
or,
my
like,
daggers again?
No, it's okay. I bought one. I think I might have bought one at some point. I have
Did
one.
you give me back? I think you gave me back my daggers.
I feel like I did.
Yeah. Do you want them again? You can have like 8 daggers.
I think two is okay. Sorry, I'm not gonna be very helpful, but
that's okay.
No, I mean, you're very in your own way. You're pretty charismatic.
Okay.
So,
all right, let's help Arthur and let's get out of here.
Yes.
And I will come back to the group and just let them know. Yorda is sleeping, so I didn't want to disturb him. So the Duke will tell him where we are, and the two of us will come find us once he's risen. Don't know what time that will be.
Okay.
Shall we? Everything here is covered, by the way. We don't need to pay for this.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Of course.
Awesome. And it seems like you guys are going to be heading out over to Kipyup, correct?
Yes, sir.
All thumbs up. Excellent. Then how about this? Why don't we take a quick break, bathroom break, water break, whatever it is, get some food,
Snack
hang
break.
out. Tech break, get everything sorted out, and then we'll come back. And then how about I give you guys a description of Kipyup? That sound good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Then we will see everybody soon.
Woo! Woo!
please.
With a little bit of a Kia, Randy.
Randy.
That.
It's from South Park Stick of Truth. I'll show you the clip next time we're together.
It's from the South Park video game.
Oh, yeah. But yes, hello. We are back, and our group is on the move. You guys are about to enter into Kipyup, correct?
Yeah.
On the way to the Temple of Aphrodite.
Yeah.
And what shenanigans will you get up to during? Well, let me just change the music Let me just change the music real quick, and then I'll do. And if I may I give you a grand introduction to the district of Kipyup?
Please.
Excellent.
Please.
1 second.
Love the music.
Excellent. Everything begins to change. The energy begins to change.
Oh.
Peace, serenity, fulfillment, and companionship. These are all sensations that wash over you as you move east, southeast, as you step out of your current district and make your way into Kipyup. There's a feeling of calmness that permeates throughout your body as you look down the streets and see priests and priestesses, worshippers, clerics, and holy people traveling, perhaps alone, perhaps in packs, through the neighborhoods of Kipyup, smiling, waving, blessing, and bestowing good favor onto those they pass by. You watch as pirates doff their tricorner hats, smiling respectfully at those that pass them by, nodding their heads before continuing along their way, passing deserved respects to those of holier inclinations, because as everyone in the Arbor understands, the White Gowns, a broad descriptive term given to the holy keepers of this place, have a moral duty to keep you up. Kipyup. Once again, the sounds of violence and chaos fade away from you, replaced not by silence, but by the sounds of holy choirs, the laughter of children, and the joyful cries of those being healed emotionally, physically, and spiritually. However, we also cannot neglect...
Sexually.
We also cannot neglect that a prevalent sound, expertly tucked away, but still detectable by a vigilant ear, are the satisfied moans of satisfied customers. Whereas in other districts, the smell of food and gunpowder and rum and shit fill the air, here, as you make your way forward, you're able to smell things like incense, smoky and earthy, fruity and sweet, sudden and sinus clearing. You wonder exactly why there is such a diversity in these sensations until you realize that, more than any shops or taverns or inns, the buildings that you guys have been passing along the city streets that you've been traversing, as you've been passing all these holy individuals, these buildings have all been temples. Some small and tucked away, with chapels large enough to hold a dozen or so worshippers, to full grand churches, complete with stained glass windows, large grand doors, and pews upon pews within, easily large enough to hold a congregation of 500 or more. As you pass these by, you cannot possibly remember all of the different deities being worshipped here. Malil, the god of the bards, Talos, the god of storms, Umberly, the god of the deep sea, Sylvanus, the god of the forest, Tempest, the god of combat, Irene, the goddess of peace, Joaquin, the god of gold, Dionysus, god of drink. The list simply goes on and on. However, the respectful, holy attitude of this district quickly begins to not fade, but morph as you make your way to the district's center. Suddenly and unexpectedly, the rows and roads of chapels and churches fade away into one large, open, circular sand field. The palm tree density having been reduced to allow for the natural light and heat of the sun to permeate and gently fall upon the people walking below. Circling this sand field, you are able to see bathhouses and brothels, all with patrons excitedly rushing inside and relaxedly strolling out, with a pip in their step, if you will. Beautiful dancers of all species and sexes tempt passers-by with immaculately clean and uniquely beautiful bodies covered in less than modest silk strips. Some happily taking the hands of those approaching them and leading them inside to their assigned establishments. Moving inward from this outer rim of the field, you're able to see pools and ponds and streams dug into the earth, allowing for cool, refreshing seawater to flood in and provide relief from the hot sun, and also allow for those with more aquatic tendencies to travel in a way in which they most feel comfortable, with mermaids happily serenading passersby with their siren songs, the Lokatha and the Selkie and the Plasmoids and the Water Genasi and the Grung, swimming excitedly, playing and teasing their fellow water-breathing brethren, or simply floating relaxed and peacefully. This all comes to a head at the center of this open field of sand and water, where you can all see a massive 5-story pantheon. A massive structure of white marble with massive pillars adorning the face of the building, complementing an equally massive set of wide open gold doors. Inside of this white marble building, glimmering in the sunlight from windows above and around it, you all see a golden statue, 30 feet tall, wearing almost no clothing whatsoever, with a single golden strip of cloth slowly moving around her body, and her hands and legs gently and slowly and continuously moving to cover up any areas at risk of becoming exposed. Although her eyes are covered in another strip of golden cloth, as you all gaze at this structure, at this statue within, you're almost able to see her face twitch, shift maybe. You wonder exactly what this may mean as you gaze upon the Temple of Aphrodite, the center of the district of Kipyup. Welcome, everybody. The vibes have significantly changed. With all of this, what do you want me to do with all that?
So good.
Immaculate description.
Well, thank you. I hope it paints a good picture that everything, like, the Arbor has settled the fuck down easily in this district. The vibe that you guys get is like, this is a place where even the most rowdy individuals are like, I need to keep myself together and presentable. Because, you know, you don't need to be a worshiper in this world. You don't need to have any kind of deific connection. But if there is something larger, there is something that you pray to, if there is something controlling everything around us, best not to piss off whoever it might be. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Excellent. With that, as you guys enter within, you see all of this around you. What do you guys do?
Should we go into the temple?
I guess. Yeah, the temple doors are open, you said?
Yes, they are.
And
Yeah.
people who, I don't know if I've super been here before, do we have to whisper? It seems really like, he's really quiet, he's really calm. I'm worried I'm gonna be too loud.
No, I think this is just another place where people are free to just be.
Cool.
As you and Cowrie and Olive, as you have that like slight conversation, you just hear like maybe down the street just a tad. Cowrie, you'd actually know this well. You hear like wah 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 bing bing ching ching, and you hear like almost like a walking noise machine, someone covered in like bottles clinking together and like a drum beating to the beat of their footsteps, like horns sounding off, and you just hear a great amount of noise coming from a figure, a heavier set figure, a hoglin individual, like a pink pig person, walking around, just making a bunch of noise.
It's a worshiper of Clumpin! We had one on my chip!
Sorry, what?
So yes, you're free to be as loud as
Amazing.
you want here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say Clumpin?
Yeah, Clumpin is a god of like noise making, I think. And I kind of like do a little jig and all my jinglies kind of jangle. And I'm like, I don't know a lot about clumping, but that I tend to kind of subscribe to the whole noise making.
Can I roll a religion check, Drew?
Yes. Wow, that's a nat 20. You want, no, Cower, you kind of like jingle jangle, and this Hoglin person goes, "A fellow worshiper I can see."
18.
18. Widely considered to just be fictitious, the god of Klumpen worshipped by very few is a god of making noise. No, not the god of music, and not the god of song, the god of making random noise. It is canon. Their worshippers are few and far between. There is, and just intense lore begins to spin past your head as you see the intense 200 years ago, the intense persecution of missionaries because they were really loud and annoying constantly, almost battled to almost extinction, but the noise continued to be made as they found their way across the globe, scattered like jacks for those that wish to make noise.
Just like in Footloose.
Congrats, everybody, it's canon. You got what you wanted. You bullied Dad into going to McDonald's.
They pretty much kept getting noise complaints, so they just decided to leave.
Universally.
Oh, amazing.
Oh my god.
The persecution of Klumpen clerics.
Rhyme is visibly uncomfortable with all the sex that is happening. Excuse me, around him.
None of it's happening, like, out in the open.
Yes.
As, like,
But Rhyme is like, oh, okay, oh god.
All right, let's just make it quick then. We'll go and talk to them.
Yes,
and
let's
see
get
what they can
inside.
do.
But
That's-
Carrie, once we get your crew back, perhaps you can tell your clubbing cleric about this place.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Klumpen's not supposed to be real. So if you have a cleric who has, like, widely thought not to be real, he may be. Rhyme is like, oh no.
It could be real.
Could be.
It could be
And actually, a good point to that.
Aren't gods aren't gods made more real by the worshippers? And I kind of gesture to the Hoglin.
Exact. See?
I mean, also, if you have somebody on your boat who had divine magic healing,
Rhyme, this is the face you see staring at you as I'm just gesturing to the
that's
Hoglin.
more likely that he is real and he does exist. You know, if he's able to bestow magic powers. Yeah, let's go.
Let's get inside.
You also realize that the Klumpen cleric totally couldn't hear you because his shoes are making a wah 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 just sounds of walking by. Needless to say, if you have a Klumpen cleric, they are failing every stealth check that they are given.
They're just like, well, I've never seen the one on my ship cast a spell, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't done it.
Yes. Yes, no,
He's
absolutely.
just really private when he's not being so loud.
Darby, kill me. Darby, you're gonna kill me. Darby, you're gonna kill me.
Please stop. He's already dead.
Rhyme, seeing the landmine he has stepped in, is like, yeah, of course. Let's go into the temple. Let's find an angel.
Yes, right behind you.
Yep. You lead the way. Make all the noise you want.
Let's go. Go to the temple.
Yep, follow behind Gowrie as they make as much noise as they want.
As a DM, can I just ask for just a second to let my funny bone rest? My God, the fucking comedy.
God.
That's gonna be a fucking clip easily.
He's
Wow.
really private when he's not making a lot of noise.
Moss, you should attempt to draw whatever you think Klumpen is, like Klumpen's face, so you can go
Biblically
next
accurate
to Drew
Klumpen.
on the screen.
Here we go. Am I too
Biblically
loud, by
accurate.
the way?
No,
Cool.
you're great.
Okay.
Holy shit. Wow. Just
Making a note to draw Klumpen. It's just gonna be like, you know those like colorful stick figures that like have like the movement lines around them, they're super colorful.
It's just gonna be that, but just like a guy with symbols going like,
I cannot. It's like you guys collectively just. I was like, it's not real, and you just kept bringing it up, and I was like, I have to make it real. I
You
have
have
to.
to. You just have
Listen.
to.
Listen, I love how Clumpin started out as just a fucking lie our other campaign characters made up while they were like trying not to get caught by the police.
And then fucking clocked my character across the face.
Now it's real, and now it
Now
is
it's
a
real.
There
Now
are
it's
other.
real.
Now, of course, they have been wiped out almost to extinction. So don't expect me to put one around every fucking corner. But they are certainly real.
We're
You
just
get
like,
one treat.
somewhere down the line, we're like hiding from like some really bad guys, and we just hear blah 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 blah.
And we're like, he's come, we're saved.
We're gonna find Eden and Barnum and Landon and all of the crews,
And you're gonna find
they
Tesla.
will have been all killed because the Clumpin' cleric on my crew like could not be stealthy enough.
Or the Clumpin' cleric's gonna be the first to go.
No. The reason they got caught again.
The reason
was
why the
because-
revolt didn't work.
Yep.
The Clumpin' cleric.
No, the Clumpin' cleric led the revolt.
Also, canonically, like that's the thing. As a little treat of like, if you guys do get like you know, because obviously you want to go save Eden. We got to get back to playing this game eventually. But but the idea of like, if you want to go save Eden and go save Barnum and like the barn crew. Also, by the way, you know, little treat, you get to save another Clumpin' cleric. So like that there wasn't already incentive
You get
enough.
to collect them all.
We weren't gonna do it, but now we're
But
gonna.
But now
we're
we're
gonna
gonna.
do it.
Now
Now
that
we're
you've
gonna.
planted the seed in our brains, we're gonna
I was
do
gonna
it.
let every motherfucker
Oh
die.
yeah, here we go.
Hold on, wait 1 second. My music cut out. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Oh my god.
They said no more noise making for you.
No more
Truly
noise
was
making
like,
for you.
I condemn you. Clump's like, I condemn you to a life of silence.
Oh, his greatest curse.
That's literally hell for his.
That's hell for his worshippers. Just endless
Super hell.
silence.
You're an oathbreaker paladin of Clumpin, and you have a vow of silence until you redeem yourself.
Stop! You're giving us more ideas.
I will play that character. God damn it. That's my backup character in case Rhyme beefs it.
Okay. I need to retain control of the situation.
You do. You have it. But control is an illusion, Drew.
Oh god. So you guys go to this stupid
Yes, we go
you
into
go to
the
this
temple.
stupid temple that isn't about Clumpin.
Yeah.
so you
Why are
guys,
we here?
you go to the Aphrodite temple.
Yes.
As you begin to walk inside, you're totally cool. I'm just trying to think of what to say next. There's an immediate comfort that washes over you as you step inside. And you realize that, oddly enough, and it's very specific to every person, whatever anxieties you have about your physical form or about you being a beautiful or handsome individual, it's not eliminated, but you feel bolstered in a way, confident. As if this place inherently gives those the courage they need to feel comfortable in their own skin, whatever that may be for them. I will leave that up to personal discretion as to what that is for you. As you walk further within, Rhyme and Cowrie, as you guys are crossing the barrier into the temple, both of you from your bags of holding... Oh, no, yeah, because Arthur's with you, Rhyme, correct? You feel just a bit of a, like, tug at your back, as there seems to be, like, some kind of, like, Cowrie and Rhyme, Rhyme your fanny pack, Cowrie your bag of holding, they get kind of stuck at the door, and you kind of have to, and kind of pull them across the barrier, as if the negative infernal magic surrounding these objects is resisting entering such a holy place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Bagman included, obviously.
What do you mean? He's the most purest
He's
being
so
in the
good.
world. He's so good.
And then
He's
just-
so aligned in the good.
Made me a great freaky drawing.
And let me
Yeah.
just grab...
Rhyme just kind of feels bad for Arthur, but is also just like, yep, We're doing it, bud. Come on.
As you walk inside, you see this statue before you, 30 feet tall, slowly moving and shifting as described before. You see laid out in front of her, you're able to see 3 separate altars. The altar on the left side of the base of this statue is covered in flowers and greenery. It's covered in apples and displays of food and drink. The temple, the second temple, the one directly in front of her base, facing the entranceway, is covered in gold bars, gold pots, gold silverware. You see silver, you see copper, you see satchels of jewelry left there, clearly offerings to the goddess of beauty. And then finally, on the rightmost side of her base, you're able to see a altar laid of just weapons. You see warhammers and maces and bows and axes and swords and other displays and other offerings, all unique in their own right, all valuable in some way, whether monetarily or personally. Moving in and out, you see people slowly and respectfully making their way. Behind the massive statue, you're able to see a fountain with massive pillows on either side, with gold coins littering the rim, as well as gold coins within the ever-moving clear blue waters. You see 2 more fountains of the same kind of decor to the left and right side of that. Immediately into the entrance, you are able to see to the left and the right, you see 2 large walls, even within 2 separated rooms. And actually, to make this simpler, I will just do this so that we're all on the same page. Feel free to join this if you're so inclined.
Owlie bear?
Owlbear, yes.
Owlie bear? Owlie bear?
Owlbear, yes.
We about to get in fisticuffs.
Uh-oh.
No!
Uh-oh. They do not like that Arthur's possessed.
I don't have the time. You're able to see to your left and your right in past the entrance, before the statue, you see what look like, you're able to see through the open doors, seating arrangements, 3 or 4 pirates within, and then a white gown, just again, a broad name for the clerics here, but clearly a cleric of Aphrodite, giving an educational lesson, some kind of schooling. In the lefternmost classroom, you see them teaching just basic letters, teaching literacy, teaching, English common comprehension. Past the roguish thieves' cant commonly spoken by you, Cowrie, and your fellow uneducated pirate brethren. And to the right, you see a skeleton propped up as another lecturer gestures to different parts of the body and is giving some kind of biological walkthrough of what's
class.
Basically, yeah, certain parts of the understanding, like how to take care of your body, how to clean yourself properly, what parts of your body do, just going over natural processes, with the back section of the temple being bathhouses, obviously. The back to the upper left and the upper right, basically the back left and back right of the building, private, clearly for more adult matters. But in the center, a large communal bathing house where parents and couples and children are able to come and clean themselves and bathe in the waters wholly blessed by Aphrodite and all of her followers. Sound good?
Yup.
Give me just 1 second here. You watch as a white gown approaches you guys. You're able to see she is... Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Elven in an immaculate white robe. You're able to see perfectly maintained, no makeup, but it seems like even past a natural elven beauty, there's an air of confidence and an air of understanding her own personal worth as she walks up to you all and goes, greetings and welcome to the Temple of Aphrodite. If you are here for education, please, I can educate on whatever you happen to need. If you are here to bathe, I can take your belongings and put them somewhere safe. How can I help you today?
So, hi. Do you guys do exorcisms?
She blinks a few times and goes, right out of the gate with that one. Okay, no lead up at all.
Yeah.
That is... And she puts like a hand to her chest and goes, That is above my personal ability, even as a devout follower, but I could put you into contact with the heads of this temple, those with the strongest connection to Aphrodite underneath Talantis.
Yeah.
As I believe they are both in right now.
Sure. What are their names or?
You will be able to meet. Of course. She kind of like looks around. She looks to a doorway on the left and the right and goes, "Give me but one moment. I shall go and fetch them now. I'll see if they are both in, but if not, I shall certainly fetch the one who can help you. We'll see if we can get something done for you."
Of course, thank you.
Nods very respectfully to you, puts her hands back in her sleeves, and begins walking off to one of the doorways. What do you guys think of the place that you're in? Feel free to just chat as this person goes to grab these people.
I think this is the cleanest I've seen anything in a very long time.
I didn't know that things could, like, be this nice and chill in the arbor. I don't think I've ever been here before. It's like...
Everything in here is sparkly, Gary.
Are there any, like, loose trinkets?
There's a lot of gold just laying around.
I put my hands in my pockets. I put them under my armpits and I'm just kind of rocking back and forth on my feet. I'm gonna be good, I swear.
Okay.
Maybe don't steal from the goddess we're gonna try to implore to.
Excellent point.
Yeah.
She can probably see
Possess.
everything.
Can I, like, do a medicine check or something on Arthur? No, I actually don't want to do medicine. I have a -1 to that. Can I do an Arcana check on Arthur?
Sure. What are you looking for?
How Lawman is handling this, how, Arthur is handling this, and, like, just all that.
Okay. What'd you roll?
A natural 20.
Okay, awesome.
Or a 25.
Arthur is handling this fine. Arthur seems completely fine with this. If anything, Arthur kind of has this like lightness to him that he has not had in a very long time. As it seems like this temple is taking some of the weight off of the infernal property, off of just, the soul-crushing reality of being fucking possessed. As you do an insight, Pax goes, "Let's look within your friend quickly and see how our enemy is faring." And as you peer into Arthur's soul with some help from Pax, you realize within Arthur right now is a whirling, endless sandstorm of rage and uncomfortableness, of just general agitation. It seems that Lawman is in an agitated state within this building. However, you also recognize that Lawman being able to enter into this premises, and because clearly this place has some kind of barrier in place to prevent infernal properties from entering into it, obviously. Lawman, in this moment, Rhyme, I'll give you this, because a nat 20 has to mean something. Lawman is most likely more powerful than you guys have assumed up until this point, as it seems like he is able to enter into places of great holiness. And you are unsure if let loose in this place. You're unsure if he'd be able to escape without a vessel. You're unsure what would happen if he was let loose. But you can assume with this level of infernal power, Lawman's first objective would be to cause as much destruction and harm to this place as possible, just from a moral standpoint, as someone that's in direct opposition to the radiant properties and the deific properties of this location. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just makes me want to kill him more.
As you exit out.
And the statue, was that outside the temple or is that
That is
in
inside
here?
the temple right now. As you guys can like, look up to it if you wish.
Yeah, I kind of want to say to the others, does the statue seem like alive to you guys?
I did notice. I thought it was just me.
Kind of like it doesn't move, but it kind of like It has a presence.
I'm not familiar with how this divinity works, but I imagine if this is a place for her, I imagine she would visit if she could. I kind of do a lap around the statue, like you're watching the Mona Lisa, like see that the eyes will follow you.
Oh yeah,
doing one of those. Does anything happen?
Not directly looking at anybody in particular, but as you all are able to gaze up at the statue, you recognize that the face of the statue is uniquely personal to each one of you, simultaneously. And we'll message about this privately if you wish to tell me. You don't need to tell each other, certainly. The face of this statue actively changes to the person that you love most in this world. To those where it is not a romantic love, the statue seems to manifest more cloth to cover up more intimate areas. To those where it is an intimate love, a romantic love, the statue's body remains the same. It seems to tailor its appearance based upon whichever relationship you deem most lovingly in your own personal lives.
Kind of just looks like a statue.
Can I try real quick? Sorry, can I try and send a message to the statue?
Sure.
And say, "Hello, is there anybody in there?"
No response. Finally, a hunched. You watch as the white gown returns with a figure behind them. A hunched figure, a thin figure, in a brown robe with their hood up, walking behind. And this figure is able to look up and see the group of you, and then kind of begins to pick up the pace and begins to rush over to you quite quickly. As this figure comes up to you, you're able to watch as this figure takes the hood and turns it down. And upon seeing this figure, their body clothed in this brown robe, you're able to see the obvious signs of a succubi. You're able to see a thin, pointed tail coming out of their tailbone. You're also able to see thin, pointed features, pointed ears, and then just very subtle horns growing from the top of their head down to the back of their skull, essentially. You're also able to see kind of like the bulging of just very small, almost underused wings from the back of their gown. As this person and comes over to you guys, immediately looks you up and down and goes, "You all seem to be in need of an exorcism, correct?"
Yes.
Which one?
Point to
this one.
Whips over and immediately looks over to Arthur and rushes over and grabs onto Arthur and goes, "May I hold him?"
I mean, you already are, but go for it.
Takes Arthur and gazes like deeply into Arthur's eyes, and then this figure goes and winces and turns away quickly, and then looks down at the star on Arthur's chest and goes, "A pardoner? A pardoner within the Aphrodite? That's impossible. They're unable to enter into this sacred place. How is that possible?"
This one is run away from the pardoners.
Have you heard of Lawman?
Eyes immediately go wide as this woman goes, as the succubi goes, "Wolf Lawman Savage is here?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks around, looks at all of you. She goes, she looks horrified in this moment as she goes, "Your friend must not leave the building. It is important that he stays here until Lawman is extracted from him."
That's kind of the plan, but thanks.
You watch as she raises her hand and just creates a quick ball. She creates 2 balls of roiling flame around both of Arthur's ears to prohibit him from hearing anything that you guys say. As this succubi looks at you and goes, My name is Mary. I am a high priestess of Aphrodite. I am second only to my husband, Galadriel, who is the cherub of Aphrodite. He is currently in a mission exploring around, making sure that all the other services within Kipyup are up to our incredibly esteemed standards. Understand this now. This is of utmost importance, and all can be explained very soon. But one thing must be said. I assume that if you all have been esteemed enough to be holding onto such an important demonic force, that you have considered going to Yasa about such a matter involving the partners, am I correct?
Yep.
Briefly.
Locks eyes with each one of you, and you're able to see her like vertical, almost cat-like pupils as she makes intense eye contact with each one of you and goes, "Fuck Yasa. We will do it for free."
Oh.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh,
Shit! Oh,
Fuck
shit.
Yasa, we will do it for free. Holy shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we all having a good time?
Yes!
Oh.
Drew, do we perhaps have a pit crew of this succubus?
If you would like to send which one it is, please do that now. And
I was like, I recognize this name.
Yes.
He's not married, but the other one, I was like,
Yes, I'm so glad we're all having such a good time, and thank you everybody for watching along with us. Hopefully that was good. A slower burn kind of session. We are down 1/3 of the crew, but still backstory things uncovered, much adventure being had, and finally we can hop into some proper stuff. I'm so excited.
Oh,
That's
Let's
such a raw
go.
line. Fuck Yasa, we will do it for free.
damn.
I am very yes. So. Hopefully a good session. Some great funny moments. You guys are such a blast to play with. Super excited to get into Mary and Galadriel. They are awesome characters. Created by Moss himself. So props to Moss for the wonderful work. As the Temple of Aphrodite is the creation of Moss.
amazing.
Oh, and
I came up with the idea that the statue changes depending on.
That's so sick.
That's
I
so
love
cool.
I'm sorry, Drew. I was like, I gotta take credit for it.
No, you absolutely
So
you 100%. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Yes. Just to have it on the record for anybody wondering, the Arbor has been a collaborative project with every single player here and myself. And although the districts were designed by me, with the head rolls being designed by me, the locations that will be visited within the Arbor have been devised by our wonderful players here, and we are going to see what each of our wonderful minds are able to cook up, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Just to have a record of it, yes, the Triple S Tavern, not the only one, having been made by our wonderful player Kate here, Temple of Aphrodite being made by Moss, and the PPVC and Phoebe Gold 2 Squall being the invention of Nico. So, the wonderful brain on Nico.
Cool.
Big
That's
props.
so cool.
I won't take credit for the Triple S Tavern because I was made by Drew a long time ago.
Well, yes, but you did make all of the people, and you also made like just like the general take.
Yeah, but that was not my Arbor creation.
Oh, okay. Well,
Did you make the Triple F Tavern? Tavern?
Mm.
We'll find out soon
I'll never
enough.
tell.
yes. Unclear. Oh, and I'm very. Also, by the way, questions to keep in mind because my brain is just absolutely fucking cracked. As I said before, infernal properties have a very uncomfortable or difficult time entering into this space. The bagman and lawman are able to do so because they're incredibly powerful entities. Mary is a succubi.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's
very strong.
Very strong. Probably not doing too well here.
No, she just said she's a high priestess of Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Who really doesn't like Yasa 6 spirals.
Which, you know what?
Interesting.
Yes, that was so good.
And is married to an angel. Just.
Is it Mary spelled like the biblical Mary or like
Meri?
Oh,
I was like hinting at biblical Mary when I named her.
I've
God.
also,
I really like
did-
Mary and Pippin.
Merry Christmas.
I've been looking over
What
like
is Pippin?
I've been thinking over this for a while. Like I'm looking at like all the creations that you guys did and like all the NPCs that I did, and like there's like a ton of killer NPCs here. There's a lot of bomb ass ladies in this campaign.
Yeah.
Truly,
Fuck yeah.
100%, absolutely. Oh, a little bit of backstory with
100%.
Phoebe, Phoebe Goldtooth Squall being a
I
character all
love
of herself.
her.
He's so
I love
cool.
her.
Ah, just the line "fuck Yasa" will do it for free. I can't get
Honestly,
it.
Poggers.
Poggers.
Yeah.
Hey, we can get Arthur off exercised off the list. I know it's not done yet, but like,
No, it's staying
Then
on.
we can't take it off the
You're
list.
gonna earn
It's
it.
not done.
Congratulations!
We got one thing off.
saved the city.
We
What's
got
the
one
thing?
thing off though. We got the
We did.
Battle of the Bards
You did.
off.
nice.
Yes.
I also I love how I made the Statue of Aphrodite, and then I was like, Rhyme just sees a statue.
I want to
Aw.
know what everyone sees.
Yeah.
I
And
understand if you don't want to tell me, but I want to know what everyone sees.
And you guys can say it. No need, we're out of session, so don't say it now. But if you want, you can message me. You can message the Discord, whatever you're comfortable with, or just keep it to yourself until a grand reveal time.
Oh, I know what Rhyme sees.
Aww.
I'll tell you in a bit.
Himself.
Damn, I'm fucking hot. You see
Who's the guy you work with?
Davrosa, he sees Davrosa.
He sees his boss.
God damn it, Rhyme. Stop having fantasies about me in the workplace.
I'm gonna call HR on you.
Oh my
Good God. Great job as always, Drew.
Great job.
Thank you. Oh, and
Kipyup is so cool.
It's so pretty.
the vibe of Kip, because the thing that I thought about when I was like, okay, like, you know, pirates, like, you know, designing a pirate city was for this city, the amount of diverse people with diverse faiths coming in, there would either have to be like constant faith-based civil war, or they'd all just have to learn to get along. And I think the way that like Talantis, the head role of Kipyup, and the kind of like Iggy, the way they do it is like, we all need to get along here, because if we don't, this is all going to fall apart very quickly. And so just the idea of like all of these faiths being able to coexist because they all just have some kind of positivity behind them is super cool.
It's the opposite of the Fist, where like they're held together by fear and pain.
Without a
and
fucking
here
doubt.
in the Arbor, it's held together with faith and fucking.
The absolute. I'm gonna tell you right now. The second the fist runs out of bullets is the second that the fist falls apart at the seams.
All right, now we know our plan.
Eat
No,
all the
no,
bullets.
you don't.
We know our plan. We're gonna go to Frisian,
We're gonna eat all the bullets.
and we're gonna get it to declare war on the Fist.
It's like, could you fucking imagine? Rhyme is like, Olive, hold that door. Hold that door. Her, hold the back line. Cowrie, keep eating the bullets.
They can't
Keep
stop
giving them
all
to
of
the
us.
bag man.
Oh yeah, honestly. Put him in the bag of
Man,
devouring.
he'd give us so many gold bars for all those
Yeah,
bullets.
how much do bullets weigh?
You don't just know?
You can.
Yeah, come on, tell me.
I assume they weigh like several grams. I could also be totally wrong about that, so don't quote me on that. But like,
How much does a handful of bullets weigh?
that'd be a
Go.
How much
fucking-
does it weigh, Drew?
That'd be a load of. Well, you could fit a ton of. Well, you also need to understand the Fist is a mithril mine. Like they have mithril like mine. Like it's a massive mining operation. That's the only thing they can produce. They don't have any soil. They don't have any ability. They don't have any trees. It's just rock. That's all they have. Like so.
Damn.
They've gotten real good at mining the thing they trade for everything else they need.
Damn, I saw that. That was great.
We missed it. What'd
I
you
missed it
do?
completely.
Yeah, I wanted to pet
He's
Herb, and Herb
like-
said
He's
no.
Oh,
not in
no.
a petting mood. He just wants to sit next to me, and then I go like this. Oh,
Oh, fucking sick
Oh,
he's
dodge.
mad. He's mad for
Burned.
talking about it.
He's
but
angry.
with all of that, everybody that's watching, thank you so much as always, and we'll be catching you next time. This has been Palm in the Fist Morning Routines, and so excited for next time as the exorcism of Arthur looms around the corner. Much love, everybody. Have a nice night, and thank you as always.
Good night.